Folks, we are live. Welcome back to the panel for yet another edition, but this is a very special edition for a few reasons. Obviously, we are joined by some very special guests, but this is the last pay-per-view card, presumably ever.
Oh, yeah. What do we do then?
I assume we just do the numbered events, I guess. That's what my assumption was.
But I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, dude, this is the last one ever. At least it seems like it's the last one ever. It's supposed to be the last one ever. And if we can, if hopefully our dreams don't get crushed and they're like, yeah, now you got to pay for this card too. But
it's only America though, right? I think Canada still has to pay.
America,
really?
And then there's somewhere else. But yeah, essentially it's pretty much most places still have to pay something, but America was always paying the most. Like a lot of places are paying like $20 for the pay-per-views from my understanding. So,
nice.
You know, like it's not, I mean, it still sucks to pay, but it's not
20,
so bad.
20 is reasonable.
Yeah, I'm not going to offer it up like I would, but I would have taken that over the 85 I was paying for every 13 times a year. Are you kidding me? That's insane. But I'm excited. The end of the pay-per-view, the model is going to finally die. Couch, what are your thoughts?
On the model dying or
in general?
I mean, I'm really grateful that they're switching to Paramount because I already have a Paramount subscription because I watch Survivor. Love that show. And so I don't have to buy anything else. I can finally cancel ESPN. Yes. ESPN's been terrible for who knows how long. Like we can't even tape normally these days because ESPN just deleted not half, most of their library. Fight Pass also is like unusable at this point. It's been rough, but
you can use it for regional Paramount.
Yeah, for regional stuff it works, but hopefully it all goes well. Hopefully it doesn't end up with a watered down product. I am worried about that a little bit just based off of our first pay-per-view. I mean, not super great, but hopefully it'll work out. And this card I'm really looking forward to. If you guys know me, you know I love Merab a lot, and I also love Peter Yan. They're two of my favorite fighters, period, and it's going to be a sick card, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Heck yeah. Crossover, what are your thoughts on both the ending of pay-per-view and also the card in general?
I mean, first of all, I'm really looking forward to the card. Obviously, you know, going into the unknown with the Paramount deal, we've already seen UFC 324, the lineup, how it looks. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes moving forward. But at the same time, man, we're going to be learning on the fly how it goes. And I do like that. I think it's going to allow a lot more of the casual fans to get into it because they don't have to pay $80-$90 to watch a card.
Yeah, and they also don't have to, or like go cram into some bar where you got to pay like a $20 cover, and then everybody's like, you know, talking over everything. You don't hear anything. Yeah, exactly. So you get a little more casual availability, especially if they're just sitting at home and they're like, let's see what's on the old Paramount. And there you go. JB, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, not having to pay the pay-per-view $80, like that's a blessing. I'm not going to complain about that. You're never going to hear me complain about that. So it's interesting. I don't think the card's the worst in the world. We'll see how they, go throughout the year. We started this year, I think, with a Merab pay-per-view, Umar Nurmagomedov, Merab Dvalishvili.
Was that the first one?
I don't know if that was the main event, but pretty sure it was the first pay-per-view of the year. Because usually there's a pay-per-view like near my birthday. It's like early January this year.
It was actually the day after my birthday.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
And I went to it, bro.
What's your birthday?
It's January 17th.
Okay, mine's the 19th, so that's what's up. All right, we already got something in common.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, happy early birthday to you boys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, mine was like last week or something, so there you go.
Hey, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, last week. It was the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so there we go. Hit the big old 34.
Thank you for having me back on, bro. Last time I
Absolutely.
came on, it was me, you, and Dravi and Mike. We broke down Diego Lopes versus Volkanovski, and we had a pretty good card, so
always
let's go back to it.
Let's say hi to the chat, and then we'll jump in. We got Dixon here. He's excited to see Crossover, of course. Crossover's the man. Couch is okay. Shout out, actually, real quick, shout out to somebody hopping over from Crossover's channel. If you didn't notice, we're streaming on both channels, my channel, Crossover's channel, and I think your Discord or something like that. Somewhere else. One other.
No, just YouTube and Twitch.
Twitch, that's it. YouTube and Twitch. Excellent. Yeah, so we're you can join in any of those spots. So we're getting all the people. So
should I throw it up on mine too?
Yeah, dude, throw it up on yours if you want. Go
Absolutely.
For it. You should be able to.
Why not?
I think this is the way we should start doing these all the time. I don't know why we haven't been.
Yeah, I feel like why haven't we been doing that?
No idea. Like because it's not like we get paid per view on the like on the live streams anyway. It's only the after the fact. So, but anyway, continuing on. Shout out Derek Izzy, one of the channel members, one of the greats. Channel memberships on my channel are only $2.99 a month. So if you want to be like Derek and be one of the real ones, you can do that. And now that we're saving, like Derek says here, about $980 per year that he could bet on fights, stretch out $2.99 of that for a channel membership with your boy. So there is that. We got Grimy jumping in the chat. What's up, Grimy? Let's see. Strip club show UFC fights. Okay. Pay $10 in extra entertainment. Okay. I don't know that they do around here. I don't know. I got a buddy that owns a strip club, and like I don't think that they show the fights, but maybe they do. I'm not sure. Let's see. In the White House,
you're gonna have to find out, bro.
No. Absolutely, bro. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's not a bad vibe.
Yeah. Well, see now though, it's just I could just watch him at home for like almost nothing. So we're just gonna do that. But if I had known, and I've already ordered this one. I assume. I guess I got to double. I think I already ordered it. I usually order them on Mondays, but yeah. Let's see the White House Pantoja Marab. That'd be a good time. I think it'd be solid. Nate Brown, another one. My boy Nate, another channel member. We always good to see. He was actually just in the chat on my live stream I did on PFL Mina, like not 20 minutes ago or so. So it's going to be a great opportunity. Influx of new fans. Yep, and bettors. Yep, I agree. Real casual driven lines. Yes, and that's a good thing. Usually that's a good thing. It always does take me a minute to get used to the new oh, we're getting a bunch of casuals in here moving the line. Cause I'll get nervous. I'll be like, why is the line am I missing something? And then I just realize it's a bunch of people just dumping money on the people that they like. But it always gives me a little pause. You know what I mean? Pay attention to whoever's talking at the time. You're good. We'll direct you through it. Mike, I got you. I got your back, my friend. We got you. It's my birthday 6 times this year. No, brother, November 29th. It definitely hasn't been. If it has been, that's a problem. I'm real old. Yeah. Let's see. We got Glenn O'Shea. Let's see. What's up? Glad you made it. Glad you had the chance to tune in. It's always good to
you got to change my man's name back to Glenbot, bro.
Yeah, that's what it's throwing me off, right?
I think that's Glenn O'Shea.
Glenn O'Shea. There you go. Glenn O'Shea. All right.
All right, we got to know in the comments. Let us know.
Let us know.
Because if I'm right,
it's Glenbot.
Yeah, we got to change it back.
It's not Glenbot anymore. So, let's see. We got useless. It's like useless, but not use, but like spelled different. So useless. What's up, useless? Good to see you coming over from I believe Crossover's channel. Share the stream. Do the dirty work. Share it on all platforms. Whatever you like. Spearmint Rhino collaboration. That's hilarious.
Absolutely.
That's a great plan. You could live stream from there. You know what I mean? Actually, I don't think you could. I feel like there's probably some legal issues on that.
You might get into a little trouble with that.
I'm pretty sure you get in trouble for that. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, just killed Paramount. Yeah, there you go. Seriously. Get past your family. Actually, yeah, dude. If you're in Nebraska, I can get you in for free. Like, not kidding, brother. I straight up would, and I can do that, no problem. So if you come to Nebraska, I got you the homie hookup, no problem. Let's see.
I'm definitely pulling up.
Yeah, dude, I got your back. Even my homies, they can get in. They'll get the free cover at least. I mean, you still got to tip the dancers, but they get you the free cover. So, oh yeah, there you go. Paramount's up by 40%. That's actually sick. I wish I'd done that. I'm an idiot and didn't. So
good call, Grimy.
Yeah, Grimy, dude. Shout out. Good stuff. Okay, chat. It's been real. We will. Oh yeah, it is Glenbot. There we go. It's all good. It's all good. So we will go ahead and jump into the card. I think that's the way to start this thing. First fight of the night as listed per Tapology bout order, which doesn't necessarily mean it's the bout order, but that's what we're going to run with. It's Muhammad Naimov or Muhammad John Naimov, depending on where you look and who you ask, taking on Myron Santos. You know what, Couch? Let's start with you. We can kick this one off with you with the co-host. And also, before, guys, in the comments, let me know what you thought of the thumbnail. Couch really liked it. I thought it was wild.
Fire thumbnail.
Dude.
Your best word.
All right, Couch, what do you think about this fight?
I won't take too long. If any, anyone who knows me knows I'm not high on Naimov at all. Like I'm really not. And I was looking at it during my own show. I've bet against him every single time in the UFC outside of the Malarkey fight because he was like plus 400 there, and I had a flyer on him. But I've never rated him highly. I don't think he's a good minute winner. I think he cheated his pants off to win against Wood, and I still didn't even think he won that fight. He's serviceable everywhere. He'll beat all the middle of the road guys, but I don't think he's anything special. He's not super young. He's a solid wrestler. He's not a fantastic wrestler. When he's getting takedowns, he's not doing a lot with them. Doesn't have some crazy ground and pound. He's not elite in the jiu-jitsu department, not even close. On the feet, he's a solid striker. He's got some power. He's relatively strong, but his output's very low. And in the clinch, like, he's pretty strong, but he can also be controlled. Like, Con Ofley's tiny. He was controlling him in the clinch. I didn't like that. Santos is absolutely nasty in the clinch. He's going to be a lot better. Yeah, Santos has his issues. Yeah, he can get caught. He got clipped by Marshall. Yeah, he can be taken down a little bit, but his takedown defense has gotten a lot better, and it continues to improve. He pops back up quickly every single time. And when Naimov does close the distance, like, he's just going to start clinching him and rocking him in the clinch. The clinch knees are nasty. I think the leg kicks are going to do a lot of damage. And I think that overall Naimov's just going to really struggle with Santos. Like, is there a world where Santos can fumble the bag? Yes. Naimov's not the worst there ever was. He's solid everywhere, but I just don't think he's anything special. And I think Santos is going to get it done. Probably by a decision, but I wouldn't be shocked by a finish.
There we go. We got Couch on Santos. Crossover, what are your thoughts on this fight? Do you agree, or are you on the other side?
Coming into it, I mean, you know, Naimov, he's kind of an all-around guy, mixed in the grappling. The striking isn't the most technical. Myron Santos, you know, that Muay Thai background, definitely much more technical of a striker. The Francis Marshall fight for Santos, I thought it was a robbery, but I mean, he got it. And then in the Sadiq Yusuf fight, his most recent fight, he looked a lot better in that fight for me. So, and he's also on a 5-fight win streak. I'm going with Myron Santos as well.
There we go. We got 2 for Santos. JB, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll give some credence to Naimov, even though I'm not on him. Like, I do think there's still a question mark on the wrestling of Santos, and I do think Naimov could bring that game plan. The problem with him is the cardio. He gasses the later the fight goes. Everything is big movements. He likes a lot of spinning stuff. Like you, my man Crossover, who's saying, I just think he's the better striker, not only offensively but defensively. I think he's very clean with his structure, very hard to hit. I think he's gonna, probably cruise here to a 29-28, maybe 30-27 decision, or maybe a late finish if Santos really gasses bad. I do lean the decision though. Naimov never been KO'd before. Maybe you go like a round 3 or decision prop for Santos. I think it's like -130. I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, so sounds like everybody's on Santos here. I agree. I like Santos' decision. Naimov's tough. Now, I'm not as low on Naimov, I think, as a lot of people, because I've backed him a few times. I think I was backing him against Grodd, actually, in his last, I think it was his last fight, wasn't it? That one?
Yeah, last fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Ofley before that, and it was Grodd in that one, right? Yeah, either way. I definitely backed him against Grodd because I felt like that was just like an easy spot for him. Not that Grodd's bad. I just thought it was a bad matchup for Grodd. But this one's tough because Naimov could win. He could. But it's one of those things where he's going to have to somehow close that distance safely, consistently. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that often, right? I mean, I think he might be able to do it here and there, but I don't think he's going to be able to do enough to win the fight. I think even if he lands on Santos, if he doesn't put him out, I think he's going to lose the bulk of the round. So it's going to have to be a big enough moment to steal the entire round back. And I don't know that he's going to be able to do that. The teep kicks from Santos keep him at range. I think that's definitely his path, and I think that's what we're going to see. So 4 for 4 on Santos for anybody keeping score. That's where we're at. We can move right on to the next one. I feel like we might hit this one 4 for 4 as well, but we have Mansour Abdul Malik taking on Antonio Tricoli. Crossover, kick us off here.
Yeah, man. Antonio Tricoli, he's pretty much just a dead body walking in here, man. I mean, Abdul Malik's minus 1,300. It's just crazy odds. Undefeated guy. Tricoli, I think he's lost like his last 2 fights in a row. Got finished in both of them. So I'm not even gonna stay on it long. I'm gonna leave it for you boys. But yeah, Mansour Abdul Malik for sure.
JB, what about you, man?
Yeah, I'm not like super sold on Malik as a prospect, but he is super athletic. He's at a good gym, and I think this is an easy matchup. Like, what is Tricoli gonna do? He's gonna come in with his shades and bluff him. He's gonna throw a bluff out there on the flop. Like, this ain't a poker game. I think Mansour is gonna get it done early. I think he could finish him however he wants.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be kind of embarrassed by this, but like I'm obviously picking Mansoor here, but I did back Tricoli against Trayshawn Gore, but not because I'm high on Tricoli. It's because I'm really low on Trayshawn Gore.
Fair.
And like I was like,
We've
dude,
all been there. We've all been there.
yeah, I was like, if he can beat anybody in the UFC in this division, it's got to be Gore. And he looked okay, like right out of the gate, and then he just gets his head pulled off. And I'm like, man, like my argument was like, this guy's supposed to be a legit jiu-jitsu guy, right? And I'm like, Trayshawn Gore's path to victory is that standing guillotine. I was like, there's no way that he gets this like legit jiu-jitsu black belt, supposedly legit jiu-jitsu black belt, in a standing guillotine. And well, color me surprised. All right. So I think Mansoor probably gets it done. Probably round one. It seems like round one makes a lot of sense. But then again, Mansoor's been taking his sweet time. You know what I mean? So, one leg of the max bet parlay for Derek. That's a wild thing. But honestly, I don't know how many legs you got. But if Mansoor is one of them, it should be a safe leg. The odds are ridiculous, but I feel like it's a safe leg, right?
Why would you put that in a parlay, bro? Why? To add what? To add
it
what?
probably gives you a couple
$10
cents.
bro.
It gives you like $1, right? $3 maybe if you're.
Why? Like why? It's MMA. Things happen. Like why would you do that?
True.
Well, Couch, tell us your opinion on this fight, and I'm sure you probably are falling in line with this. But
I mean, my opinion is I'm definitely not betting on Tricoli, but I'm certainly not betting on Malik minus 1,300, bro. Like no way. You're just not getting anything out of it. It's a crazy sport, but Malik should run through him. I find him relatively unimpressive lately, but he's a good athlete. He's a great wrestler, and he's got a high ceiling. He just has to put it together. So I think he gets it done, but how do you even play it? Like you can try to pick a method, but then it gets tricky because Tricoli is just horrible. So you can really do it any way you want. So yeah, just stay away.
that's probably the smart thing. Also, shout out, what's up, Lazy Bed? Good to see you. Glad you made it to the chat. Yeah, like I mean, there we go. 4 for 4 on the first two. So if you're parlaying all the fights that we agree on, you got 2 legs already. So anybody
do not parlay this leg.
Max.
Hey, somebody gonna be pissed.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay.
It's
Anyway,
a lock.
we can move on. We have Iwo versus Ebo. We've got Ibo Aslan and Iwo Barniewski. I think it's I don't remember how you say it. It's one of those. But
I'm pretty sure I listened to your Dana White's Contender Series breakdown for this fight, and you're the one who taught me how to pronounce this.
Yeah, I said it right, and then I forgot how to say it, and then I forgot. It's what?
At least this is how you said it the first time. Baraniewski.
That's right. That's how you say it. Yeah, because I spent time like looking up how to say this accurately. And like I remember I talked to some dude in Poland, or I assume he was in Poland, but he like is in the know on the Polish fighters, right? Because I was talking to him about that dude that debuted against Freeman the other day at Qatar. And he was also talking about Berniewski, is what you say it, right?
Baraniewski. That's what you said. I'm literally copying you.
Dude, okay, that's the right way to say it because I had it right in my Contender Series, and then I brain dumped it, and I was like, I'll go back to this and rewatch it when I need, but I didn't. But either way, but he was saying the reason we've been seeing all these Polish fighters getting brought in like a bunch now is because of Joanna, because she's now managing fighters. So that's how they're getting this like funnel in. But anyway, Berniewski is how you say that. We're gonna go with Iwo and Ibo or Berniewski and Aslan. JB, kick us off on this one.
Yeah, I don't know how like highly I rate Baranevsky as a prospect in total. It's hard to get a read on him. He doesn't have a lot of fights that ever. I don't think he has a fight that's gone at around 1. I watched some of his tape, and I do like some of the grappling chops that he shows. He's got a few arm bars on the record. I don't like that he's falling off the top of the back to get some of them, but I do think he could fix that, maybe make some improvements. And Ibo on the other end, I don't think has any grappling, so that's a path I see for Iwo right away. If the fight stays on the feet and he's not able to get the grappling going, I do think Ibo could be competitive. But watching his last fight, a lot of red flags for me. He looked super inactive, looked like he really didn't want to win the fight, kind of just gave it up. And then obviously, like I said, the ground game is a big worry for me after watching him. I think the guy might be a white belt, like super white belt, day 1 white belt. Like I think Tyler taps him in 20 seconds, crossover, hits him with a rear naked choke. Mike hits him with a guillotine, and then triangle him. Like that's how bad I think the guy's jiu-jitsu game. So Iwo by sub, I don't think is a bad look at plus 500. But not knowing what he looks like outside of round 1, I just feel like I don't have enough data on him to really want to back him. And I think he probably, favors as the better ceiling long-term prospect. Let's see what he does on Saturday, though.
Fair enough. Okay, I've got a hot take here, and something's telling me Couch is not going to like my reasoning, but that's okay. I'm going to say it anyway. I think Barniewski packs this dude up, and it's no problem for him. And here's the thing. I understand it's his debut in the UFC. He hasn't really gone late in fights, but this dude's legit, right? Like, he's got some like a good amateur experience, which doesn't really matter for a whole lot. Legit judo black belt, like legit as they come, judo black belt. There's more legit, I guess, but he's got a legit judo black belt, not like a paper black belt. Guy can obviously throw hands. And then people are like, well, Ebo has been in the UFC a little while, this, that, and the other. Ebo Aslan. Let's take a look at who his 2 wins are in the UFC. Anton Turkalj, okay, who he also lost to in the regional scene. It took him to the 3rd round to get rid of Turkalj. Had some dicey moments in there. And then he beat Rafael Cerqueira, who is the free square if you're looking for a win in the UFC. I would argue even more so than Turkalj, honestly. If you put those 2 in there together, somebody's got to win.
They should do a 3-way fight: Cerqueira, Turkalj, and Medina.
Yeah, dude. I would honestly take Medina out of those, and I don't know. I think
Medina's the worst of all of them.
He doesn't have any skill, but he's at least durable, and the other 2 are not durable.
Doesn't have any skill at all.
But the other 2 are not durable whatsoever. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
But Medina doesn't even land anything.
Yeah, what is he going to do?
He does have to land something.
Should just make it a Hell in a Cell with Chris Barnett. Just call it a day.
Point is, Ebo's wins are trash. And then he gets ran through by Cutelaba. Okay, not a bad loss. Billy Elikana beats him and convincingly. I understand it wasn't an exciting fight, but he won clearly every round, in my opinion. He just did what he had to do. And there's a lot of people that talk a lot of crap about Elikana. Dude's 2-1 in the UFC right now. So that's better than most people are ever going to do in their entire lives.
Who did he just beat again? Elikana?
Gosh, his last win was
he just recently fought, I feel like.
Yeah. Why am I blanking? He just won.
Same reason
I can't remember.
You're talking about Elikana?
It was an easy win for him.
Kevin Christian.
Christian, yes, there you go. Kevin Christian. Another one of those awful fighters. He's also terrible. He actually shared me on his Instagram story when I broke down his Contender Series fight, because I said he can't strike at all. And I don't talk smack on fighters. I never do. But my gosh, man, watching that dude strike, I'm you've never learned anything. So Kevin Christian's another not good fighter.
He put you on his story?
Yeah. Because
that's happened to me 2 or 3 times. I know Padilla has done it to me. Algio did it to me. And I think there was one more, but I don't remember.
See, that's actually the thing. Usually...
My bad. I'm so sorry. Did you guys know I got called out by a UFC fighter this year?
For a fight?
After his fight, Tom Nolan called me out.
Nice.
Why? What did he say?
Because I said as a joke, I was like, bro, you're a black belt with no subs, but then I bet his sub prop for a few bucks, just to see if you get. But then I forgot about it later in the week.
Oh, and he called you out.
And then I was like, nah, it can't be me. And then Ariel Hawani, he was like, it was just this one dude. And he basically said it was me.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's hilarious.
Dude, I mean, you had reason to say it. It was fair.
Hey, cash my bet.
It was reverse psychology. He did it.
Dude,
it was
way
smart.
To play. Dude, you got in his head, man.
You can't sub this guy. You can't do it. And then bet the sub.
You don't even know what a sub is, bro. You couldn't sub anybody.
We need to start telling that to Iwo here and see if he does it. Because honestly, I think Barniewski beats the brakes off Aslan. That's what I'm getting at here. I don't think Aslan's that good. I think he's okay. He's not terrible. He's not it's not like he can't win a fight. He's obviously won 2 in the UFC. But you really had to try to give him easy competition. Dude can't grapple off his back whatsoever. If you get him on top, he's okay. But Barniewski's a legit fighter. And I think he's going to beat this guy up bad. I feel he's one of my more confident picks on the card. And this is where I think that Couch is going to have a problem with that, is because he's going to give me the old, we don't know what happens if he gets past round 1.
Against who, bro? Against who?
And yeah, you're gonna hear against you. What about this Muhammad Ali guy? Everybody was so big on. Baranevsky cashed big for me as a +2 something underdog on the Contender Series this year when everybody was on Muhammad Ali. Not everybody, most people were on Muhammad Ali. Yeah, so there we go. I'm riding the EWO train. He's getting this thing done, and I think he makes it look pretty easy. Couch, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, you won't get much disagreement from me.
Let's go.
I do think that Ebo can win this fight. Like if he can keep it on the feet, like I do think he can win this fight. And he has worked on his takedown defense a lot. We know that's why he went to Dagestan. We know that's specifically what he was working on. And the one thing he did in that Alcana fight was he defended takedowns. Like he's getting better in the defensive grappling. I do think there's a possibility he keeps it on the feet. And with the information I have, I know that Ebo can go 3 rounds in striking. I know that he can put up 70 plus significant strikes. I know that he can get a knockout late, so the power carries. So I know these things. With Ebo, I don't. I lean towards him being fine over 15 rounds. He seems like a very good athlete. He has an extensive amateur record. I think he's going to be okay. There are the concerns about debut jitters. You know, that's a real thing. We've seen that before time and time again. So that's just like one reason why I wouldn't personally lay this kind of chalk on him. And I can see him losing in the striking if he can't get it down. But at the same time, I do think he can get the takedowns probably. I do think that he can possibly submit Aslan. And I'm just not backing Aslan until either A, they give me an absurd number. Like if they give me like +200, I might start thinking about it. Or until I figure out what the hell happened in that Elkanah fight, because he just did nothing. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like he did absolutely nothing. Like I'd be okay with him losing to Elkanah if it was like he tried and lost. He just didn't try at all. So it was like, I'm not going to put money on you again. So until either they give me a crazy enough price or he shows what was going wrong there, I'm going to stay away. But I think Iwo will win. It's just a little too chalky for me on a debut when I think he's still relatively untested, but I think he has a lot of good skills.
Yeah, okay. That's a fair statement. I think +200 is still not enough for me, but that, you know, you're a little more
after his last performance. That's very fair.
Yeah, I mean, he looks so bad. Plus, like, what did he land? 29 strikes? I
think it was less even. I think it was like 20.
Yeah, 25 he's so low output.
It's so bad. Crossover, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, just you know, saying what you guys saying. Ebo Aslan's so low output, and the Billy Elkanah fight was literally just in there taking pictures, just wasn't letting his hands go. And I think Ebo is gonna come in there. This guy, just like my brother right here to my left, was saying he hadn't made it out of the first round. I just think he's gonna come out, get after Ebo Aslan straight away, and try and make a statement in his UFC debut. Yeah, there are the jitters, but at the same time, if you go out there and just get after a dude, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, if you go out there and end it right away, ain't no problem there. Yo, Effie, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my friend. Digging the glasses. I assume he's talking about Crossover.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nah, he's talking about your glasses, bro.
Oh, yeah, my glasses?
Oh,
that's funny. Grimy said thinks Cross could take the whole panel and scrap 3-on-1.
I mean, I'm not gonna add much to it, so it'll be closer to a 2-on-1.
Bro, you got a Tapology profile now.
True. I can go for a single leg or a double leg. You guys keep them busy upstairs.
That's hilarious. That's way too funny. Anyway, yeah, we can move right along. I think that was the last. Yeah. Okay. So it's me starting this next one off. Oh, geez. I don't want to. Oh, man. All right. I'll start it off.
At least you don't have to start the next one like I do.
Yeah. And good news is we've agreed on all 3 of the first fights. So that's sick. Next one, Edson Barbosa, Jalen Turner. Now, okay. Here's the problem for me with this fight is that Edson hasn't looked great recently.
Tyler, no.
Turner just retired. It's like, dude, what? I don't know. Like I'm taking Jalen Turner because like physically he's got the advantages. I mean, I don't know. Edson still looks like physically looks good, but Jalen Turner, I mean, like the dude's a mountain of a human being. Like he's like more of a skyscraper, I guess. He's not, you know. We need some disagreement. Don't you worry. There'll be some coming. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
I just wrote it. If you stick around long enough and wait for me to talk, you'll see Tyler going like,
"Yep." At some point, it'll happen. But like this one might be. I don't know. Like I've got to take Jalen for the pick. Like, but dude, you couldn't convince me to put a bet on this fight at all. Like, I just don't have a clue. I don't know if it goes over. I don't know if it goes under. I don't know if we get Barboza. I don't know if we get Turner. Like, more often than not, I got to side with Turner, but I have no idea how he's going to look coming off of retirement. So we'll take Turner. I don't know. It's just such a guess. What do you think, Couch?
Yeah, I mean, I had similar thoughts pre-tape. I was even like pre-tape, I was like, okay, like I might like Barbosa, honestly, because he's a really good striker. The leg kicks could be money. And Turner, you know, like you said, he just retired. But then I taped it and it's like, I can't. Barbosa's reacting horribly to shot, like horribly. Like Drakkar Klose isn't landing crazy shots on him, and he's just getting hurt. He's getting wobbled. Like it was not a good look at all. He's also not using his leg kicks, which is like one of his best weapons. He's not really using them anymore. So I think that's a problem. And I just don't think, like, he looks shredded. The man is taking his vitamins, the good stuff. But I just don't know that that's going to help him much. It might help with durability, but I don't really think Turner has to knock him out cold. He can club and sub him. I think that's on the table for sure. Rock him in the clinch or something. He goes down a little bit, lock in a front choke. I can see that. But yeah, I think Turner's going to get it done. It could get dicey, maybe, if like he doesn't get him out early, because we know Turner tends to fall apart a little bit. But they're really giving him a pretty relatively easy fight to come back to. Like Barbosa would not be an easy fight a couple years back, but right now I would say for Turner specifically, he's not a hard fight. And I think Turner should be able to finish him. And yeah, I know he retired, but like it was an emotional retirement, kind of like Jimmy Cruz, where they just felt like crap about themselves because they lost and they just didn't have it anymore. So they retired on the spot, but then came back around. And look at Jimmy Cruz. He's doing his thing. So I think he'll be fine.
I tend to agree with Lazy Bet here that this is one that is probably best to stay away from. But at the same time, like, you do you. It's your money. What was that? What was that? That JG Wentworth. It's your money. Use it when you need it. It's your money. You gamble it when you need it. Am I right?
Called JG Wentworth. If you need long term settlement, you need cash now.
We need to get that guy sponsoring our panel, right? I mean, all right, Crossover. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this is just a ugly fight all the way around. I mean, Edson Barboza's 39 years old, just like you guys touched on. Jalen Turner's coming back from the retirement. We don't really know where his head's gonna be at, and I mean, both guys are on a 2-fight skid. But I think for the pick, I'm gonna go with Jalen Turner. I just think we have a massive lightweight, and then a guy that used to fight at featherweight that is 39 years old. Like, yes, he still looks good, but Edson Barboza has started to slow down for sure. And then that gas tank hasn't looked the greatest as well. So give me Jalen Turner.
Dude, we got the chat going with the 877 cash now stuff. I love this. All right, JB, take us home with this fight.
I'm pulling up to the bookies this weekend, and I'm blasting JG Wentworth 877 cash now because I need my
cash now. Box and everything.
I need my cash right now. And you're going to give me it because I think Jalen Turner is going to finish this guy, man. He's just dealing with – I like the Tarantula, man. I've always been a big fan. The problem with the Tarantula is he's a tweener. He is a guy who is – that 155 weight cut is a motherfucker for him. And I think that's one of the reasons that he retired. And it's just a really tough weight cut. He gets into the fight, and he's not the best version of himself. We've seen him miss weight multiple times. We've seen him gaslight in multiple fights, like the Dan Hooker fight where – he started off hot, and then Dan Hooker was able to take the back late, get in dominant positions, and I saw that. I had a few crazy calls. I had Bahamandez by sub in the last fight. I did think it was going to come in round 2 or 3. I didn't think round 1, but he kind of just put himself in the triangle. And then I had Moicano by KO. He had never gotten a KO before, and I said, "Go guys! Like, I think this guy's live for a KO because Jalen Turner is just a straight gas bag. So you do have to worry a little bit, but." At the end of the day, I just don't like what I'm seeing from Edson Barboza getting rocked by Drakkar Klose. Like my man Couch said, some of the reactions, and now he's dealing with a guy, not Drakkar Klose, a guy who's way rangier, way faster. I think he's going to hit Edson just at the end of his punches, and I think the kicks, the jiu-jitsu, I give him the upside. I don't think he's the better. I don't think he's going to go out there and just be shooting doubles. But like Couch said, if he rocks him, I think the club and sub is super live here too. Jalen's a legit black belt, and he's just very lengthy. He has the southpaw stance as well, which is another advantage, and he's the younger fighter. I know he just retired, but I think if he wanted to really retire, he would have just retired. I don't see the reason to come back now, but it is still a worry. I like Jalen Turner. I like under 1.5, minus 125. I like Jalen Turner round 1, round 2. I lean round 1 though. I think he's going to get Edson out of there pretty quick. I don't see what Edson brings to the table besides the low kicks, like you said. But even then, I think he's going to have to set it up with the hands. If he just throws a naked low kick, Jalen's going to snipe him. And then I think in the boxing exchanges, when he tries to set up those low kicks, I think he's going to get sniped anyway and have trouble with that southpaw stance and length.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like it. Sounds like we're all, at least in some way, shape, or form, on Turner as far as the pick there. I do agree. JG Wentworth would be a heck of a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be sick. JG Wentworth needs a comeback. Like, that dude's got it. Based on the response in the chat, like, that dude's on right now. Also, apparently the chat bot blocked or like kicked Nate out for a bit. What happened there? I don't know what's up with that.
You have a chat bot?
I think it's from Crossover's channel because I don't have a chat bot normally, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't like whatever Nate said. So I don't know what you said, Nate. But yeah, either way, wild stuff. Let's see. What do we got next? Okay. Couch is starting this one over. We got Vettori and Bruno Ferreira. That's another tough one to start. You're right, Couch. What are your thoughts on this, on this fight?
I hate this fight. I hate it so much. Like I get why people are running to the window to bet Vettori to an extent, like much higher level of competition. Stylistically should be a pretty decent matchup for him. Like, I don't see Ferreira taking him down. Like, I think if Ferreira is going to end up on top, it's going to be Vettori shooting and Ferreira scrambling. I don't really think he's going to be able to take Vettori down. So Vettori should be able to get top time. Vettori definitely has better cardio. He's definitely fought the way better level of competition. I think he's a better striker. Way better output, but he's so hittable. Like, he's such a punching bag. And like, I'm not gonna lie, everybody's giving him like props for the Brendan Allen performance because he kept up with Brendan Allen. But also, should you really be getting 30-27 by Brendan Allen on the feet? Like, should that really be happening? And I don't really think that's a great thing. So for me, it's like, I'm looking at it and like, I've never been high on Ferreira ever. I don't think I've ever bet on him. I think I've only tried to fade him. But like, I was watching him in the Petrosian fight, like, his movement's pretty nice. Like, the way he sets up shots is pretty nice. His kicks are pretty good. The leg kicks are good. And no one can deny that he has power. I mean, I know G-Rod has always had a shaky chin, but not a lot of people are actually putting him out. And Ferreira was one of those people. His counter shots are super clean. So like, I can see him making this competitive. I can see him knocking out Vettori. I know he's never been knocked out, but eventually everyone's chin goes. And I also think that he doesn't necessarily have to knock him out. Even if he just wobbles him once around and it's a close enough round, he can get it. But also, like, the way he gassed against Abus, like, how do you get paced by Abus Magomedov, who himself constantly gets paced, but he paced you and finished you in the third? Like, that's not a great look. So Vettori could maybe finish if he fights smart. I was listening to some interviews. It seems like he's intent on grappling here, which is probably smart. Take the risk of the knockout away. Get on top, and you should roll, but I don't want to trust him. I'm going to pick Vettori to win. I'm going to steer clear of this fight, though, with my money.
Real quick, we got to shout out my boy Nate, gifting a membership. Let's go. My boy's doing this great work on this giving season. We're in December, the most giving time of the year. Am I right? So, he's doing the thing, giving gifts. And I tell you what, it doesn't matter what holidays you celebrate this year. All of them in December tend to be about giving, and Nate's the man for gifting that membership. So I appreciate that. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat, so that is amazing to see. So I appreciate you guys just coming in hot and sending all
chat's
that stuff.
popping off today,
dude. Let's go. So keep it up. But I had to shout out Nate for gifting a membership. That's super sick. Crossover, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, more sentiment you guys saying, man. Like, Vettori's really a punching bag. That chin is granted though, but it might start to crack a little bit. For Hader, the guy's definitely dangerous. I don't like the output. It's a bit too low in my opinion. Vettori, he's just gonna be right in front of you, just touch you, not really look to do a lot of damage. I mean, his last finish was in 2020. So I can see him winning a decision, but at the same time, I can see Ferreira hurting him and Vettori just hanging around, because I mean, trying to finish Vettori is like trying to put down a rhino, dude. That chin is outrageous, but it's a tough one. It's a coin flip for me. I'm going Bruno Ferreira.
There you go. We the first dissension. There we go. Somebody was asking about it earlier. I don't remember who was asking for it, but we've got couches on Vettori, crossovers on Bruno. JB, which side you taking here?
Yeah, I guess I don't really knock you for going either way, but
Mm-hmm.
I tend to lean the Vittori side. Just like he has the better cardio. That's like one thing. He's the younger fighter, more experience, southpaw stance. The thing is, like, I think it's going to be a tale of early and late. I think early, I give a lot of upside to Bruno. He comes out, he's really explosive. He's got the judo throws. I do think Vittori's the better wrestler offensively and defensively. And I don't necessarily think like Vittori's the worst defensive striker. I do think like a lot of it is the level of competition he's fighting, like the Jared Cannonier fight. I don't know how he survived there, but like Jared Cannonier would absolutely detonate, Bruno
Set a
Ferreira.
record.
That was a beating.
Yeah, it's hard to see, man. Like, he takes a lot of offensive strikes per fight, but he dishes it out too. Like in that Cannonier fight, he landed 153 strikes himself. He kept fighting all the way till the end, shooting takedowns. So it takes a good cardio to do that. And when you got a guy on the other side that tends to fade a little bit later, I felt like, in a few of his fights, like Dustin Stoltzfus was competing with him in the striking until that big land at Boost taking over him late. And now he's gotten back-to-back arm bars, and I think people are a little bit high on him. But this is a fight I tend to lean goes over. I do think, Vittori could finish late just because of the cardio problems, but, it tends to go to decision. And like Couch said, if it's going to decision and the moments are going to Bruno and it's close, like Vittori's 8-8 to the decision at the end of the day. So am I really going to trust him to win over 15 minutes? Even though Bruno's never won a decision, I don't think it's impossible. This is going to be like a steer clear fight for me, but I do lean the cardio, younger fighter. I think he's like cleaner technique on the striking, and he's fought the better level of competition, and I think he's the better grappler. Submission grappling, maybe Vittori late, Bruno early, but I don't think it matters here.
Yeah, and Amberly's on something here. Vittori does need a win bad. Like, Homeboy's not doing so well. Like, he's been losing a lot.
For his brother, dog.
Yeah, that too. I mean, his brother, wasn't it like a house fire? Like, that's insane. Like, that sucks. And then not only that.
That was right before the Allen fight, right?
Yep.
And he hasn't had a win in ages. His last win was, what was it?
2023.
Delise,
yeah. And
he arguably lost that fight too.
I had money on Delise there, and I thought he lost, but I had money on Delise, so I'm a little biased.
I had money on Vittori, and I thought Delise won.
There you go.
It's crazy to think Vittori beat Paulo Costa in 2021, and Costa kind of went on a resurgence.
Yeah, that was the era of Paulo Costa's life where he was like just not trying to win fights.
Oh yeah, that's where they had to fight at light heavyweight. Yeah, I remember that.
He told him that's your personal problem.
Yeah. So that's a little bit. Also, I don't think I've shouted out McPooperton yet. I need to shout him out. So McPooperton's the man for being another channel member. So shout out to McPooperton. I also, it's funny saying McPooperton as I'm like referring to him like by his first name as if that's actually his birth name. But either way, my take on this one here. I actually echo just what Mushroom said. Bruno's getting his first decision win here is my thought. I think it's going to be a fight where he's going to get outlanded. I'm almost certain of that. And I think clinch control time could go to Vittori. But I think a lot of big moments are going to go to Bruno. And I think it's going to be enough to get him a decision. What it might be controversial, I don't know. Like, I don't think he's going to knock down Vittori, but I think he'll land the big cleaner shots. And I think if he lands the big cleaner shots, I think that's all it's going to take. Like, I think it's just going to be one of those, like, he doesn't need to knock him down. He doesn't need, I mean, he might get a takedown. I could see him doing that. But like, I don't think he needs to necessarily knock Vittori down to steal a round. I think it's the optics are going to look good. He'll do that thing like he does. He's short, stocky, darts into the pocket, lands a big bomb, and then darts himself back out. I think that's what he's going to need to do here. And I think he can do that. So, yeah, we're gonna ride with that. Trying to keep up with the chat. I don't think I can keep up with the chat, but
bro, there's 50
just jumped in
since you
What's
last.
up?
That's crazy, bro. Hey,
What's up?
Everyone.
What I miss?
No, I was just saying there was like 50 messages since I last checked, so you're right, bro. This is definitely lit.
Dude,
Appreciate
it's going wild. Yeah.
How many people are watching, Tyler? Can you see?
What's up?
Can you see how many people are watching?
It says 30, but that can't be right because like the chat's
I think
going
I was curious how it's counting it. It's probably counting it on all our
All
separate
of them.
channels.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's counting all of them.
Yeah. But yeah, it can't be 30. So it's got to be more than 30 watching this. So just based on the chat alone. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I love the chat. You guys are fantastic. Thank you guys for just being here. We're having a good time. Let's see. That one would we split 2 and 2? Am I right? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
2
me
and 2.
and Couch went
2-2.
with Vittori, and you
There you
guys
go,
went with
There we go. We finally got some dissension amongst the ranks. Crossover's kicking off the next one. This one might be polarizing. We'll see. We've got Faraz Ziam taking on Nazim Sadikov. Crossover, what are your thoughts on it?
Man, this is a tough one. I really like both guys. Nazim Sadikov, the guys looked really good in the UFC. Ziam's looked really good. He's on a 5-fight win streak. Massive lightweight, 6-inch reach advantage. Very good technical striker, and lately it's shown that he can hold his own in the grappling as well. Nazim Sadikov, the guy moves forward, action fighter. I think trying to get inside of that 6-inch reach advantage is going to be kind of tough for him, but I think he's just going to have to make it an ugly fight, get inside. Early in the week, I was with Faraz Ziam, but I'm going Nazim Sadikov.
There we go. He flipped his pick. All right, JB, what side are you on?
Yeah, this is a very good fight. Like Ziam, he's gonna go out there and try and make it a boring fight. He's gonna try and jab him up, and when things start to get hairy, he's gonna try and grapple. I, don't know if I trust his grappling improvements that much, just because of the last 2 fights. Like, who was it that he out grappled, right? Mike Davis in that fight, he was in some interesting spots, and Davis was literally pulling guard. He said that he had problems before the fight, with the locker room. And I kind of believe it because, like, we never seen him really fight like that. It was a very weird fight. And then, Ziam winds up winning the decision. The other one was against the knockout win against Frivola. And now we know Frivola, maybe not at the best stage of his career at this point. I could say that he's basically washed. And, he got out grappled there. Winds up being funny because his coach is like, turn around. And then he just eats
the knee.
It's like literally one of the funniest things in MMA, bro, because he's like, turn around, Matt. And he's just like, so, yeah, I don't know if you want to do that here against Ziam because he'll mash you with those knees in the clinch. You got to be careful. But I think, it's going to be hard to knock out Sadikov. I mean, maybe you can knock him down, but to put him away, it's going to be really tough. I think it's going to be hard to grapple him. He's been taken down, a couple times in the UFC, but 75% takedown defense. From what I've seen, I think the guy's grappling is much improved from maybe the beginning parts of his career. And, training with Rob, training with these people like Aljo, I do think that's going to give him a benefit. On the striking now, it's interesting. Like, I think the guy's got nasty head kicks. He is hittable on the feet. Don't, not going to sit here and lie to you because I've watched fights where the guy's getting bonked, but looking at some of those fights, I think Slava is a more diverse striker than Ziam. I think he's got more tools in the kit. I was a little bit back. I think Slava's maybe slowed down since taking some of the damage in those fights. We've seen him come out now with like double knee braces. So I think, maybe he got a little bit better version of Slava than we've seen recently. So I do rank that fight, even though it was a draw. I thought, he fought tough. He's always going to fight for your money. He's got excellent cardio. I think the guy could fight 10 rounds. And Ziam, on the other hand, I don't think his cardio is terrible, but I do think he starts to get discouraged. The fight doesn't go his way. Like I said, I could pick apart some of the wins as well, like the Claudio Puelles one where, Puelles is a grappling merchant. So I don't really know what I'm rating Ziam here at. I think he's, got the opportunity to stay at range. Anytime you got a 6-inch reach advantage and you're out there and you have that game plan, it's definitely possible you could sit out on the range. But I think Nazim has the weapons to compete. He's got the switch stance. I think, at the hometown, if he's able to cut if he's able to cut for us, Ziam, or just land the bigger strikes, I think the crowd's going to be behind Nazim Sadikov, the more exciting fighter, while Ziam's landing jabs. I don't know how the judges are going to score. I could even see a split decision here, bro. I'll take fight ends by split, plus 500, like plus 600, and then Nazim split. That's probably a good price. I don't hate that at all. I think it goes the distance, personally. Like, both guys have been pretty durable throughout their career.
Interesting you mentioned the split because I was thinking like a majority decision, actually, and I'm leaning the other way. I'm leaning Ziem by majority decision. I think he wins the first 2 rounds, and I think it's going to be just by staying safe, right? And then I think what we're going to see is Nazim is going to say, "Oh, I need to go out there and win this thing," because that's what he does. He fights from behind. Right?
Round 3 Nazim is mythical, brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's what he does. He's like, "Oh, I'm down. I need to go do something here." Like the Evan Elder fight. Like I had money on Nazim in that one, and I thought he was gonna. I was like, "Oh man, I lost here," and then the cut. You know, what I mean, like the dude's just good at just pulling it.
I had Elder there, bro.
Dude, it's hard to
and Elder's just a motherfucker, bro. Like Elder's a good fighter. We've seen him pull off a couple good wins recently. I think he's solid.
Yeah, and that's a good win in hindsight, even though like the circumstances were kind of weird, but like win's a win, right? The reason I'm thinking Ziem's going to win the majority decision, I think it's going to be one of these things where 2 judges see it 29-28. Ziem, 1 judge is probably going to give like a 10-8 to Sadikov in the 3rd because it's going to be like, oh, you saw this guy, point fight, kind of like boring for the first 2 rounds. And then Sadikov's going to land something and like put him down, but not out. And like, he's going to survive the round and somebody's going to give it a 10-8, but I don't think it's enough to get across the board. That's what I'm leaning majority. We're getting real specific here, but I do think Ziem's going to do just enough to win the first 2 rounds by just not engaging. And I think that's how I see it going, but I'm not super sold on it, but I'm taking him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sadikov wins. The guy's a dog. He's got absolutely like every opportunity to come through and win this thing, especially if, if he comes out in the 3rd, Ziem's even sort of tired. Like it could go bad. So I'll take Ziem, but there we go. We got another fight where we're not all on the same side. Couch, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna make it 2 for 2. I like Ziem as well. I went into it. I was curious about Sadykhov because I know Sadykhov is like a really, really popular underdog. I know a lot of people who have bets on him, and sometimes that works out. But that's why I went into it. I was like, okay, like these people that I know have him, I respect them, so maybe I'm gonna like it too. And maybe if it was like plus 150 when I got to it, then I would have been interested, maybe. But now I think it's a pretty accurate line. Like realistically, I think Ziem is better than him everywhere. Like on a skill level, I think he's better than him everywhere. I think he's a better striker. Certainly at distance, I think he's better in the clinch. I don't think either of them is an amazing offensive wrestler, but look, say what you want about Frivola, him being washed. Like he was throwing Frivola around, completely out-grappled him, and people thought Frivola would be the one wrestling in that fight, and Ziem just threw him around like it was nothing. So I personally lean towards Ziem being a better offensive grappler. Can Sadykhov get takedowns? Probably. I think they can both get takedowns. I don't think neither of them is going to do much with them. I think it's going to primarily play out on the feet, and I just think that Ziem's the cleaner striker. I think that he's better than clinch, like I said. And I just, like, Sadikhov's just a really bad minute winner. He's a really bad minute winner. He's losing every single fight because he's just not doing enough a lot of the time. A lot of the time, he's just waiting. He's loading up, trying to close the distance. He struggles to close the distance, and now he has his tallest opponent, too. And, like, the Nicholas Mata fight, right? Everybody's going crazy about it. It was a sick fight. It was an awesome fight to watch. But, like, was it really that good of a look? Like he was in trouble in that. It was the first round, I believe. He was in trouble, and like realistically, don't you guys think that if that fight was anywhere else under any other circumstances, where Nazim from Azerbaijan, UFC comes there, he's one of 3 fighters on the card. I think most other refs in any other location would have called that fight when he was up against a cage like this, and Mata landed like 80 shots. Like, I get it. He was going like this. He was like moving, but like we've seen people do that and the fight get called anyway. Usually a fight's going to get called when you're not responding to like 50 shots in a row. Ref let him rock. Thank God he did, because that was a sick comeback and it was a sick finish the way he did it. And he does really good work. And like I said, he's a bad minute winner, but he still wins fights. He's won all his fights in the UFC outside of the draw because he knows how to win moments. He fights hard. He'll fight for your money. Like you could do a lot worse with an underdog bet. You could do a lot worse than backing someone like Sadykhov because he's going to try hard at least. And there is a path for him. I just feel like he has to fight kind of a perfect fight where he's able to close the distance of Ziem, cut the cage, but then also handle the clinch when he closes the distance. So for me, it's a tricky fight for Sadykhov. I think Ziem has a little bit more room for error there. So I'm going to go with him. I just think he's a little bit more skilled overall, but really good fight. One of the better fights on the card, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Skill for skill, it's Ziem, but like grit is is a factor, and Nazim's got more grit than most of the roster, to be honest. So
that dude's a dog.
Yeah, definitely. So, and grit can get you a long way. Next, oh man, this is quite the fight. Next one, because we have some takes here that I'm sure are gonna get wild. I'm sure we won't all agree on this one. Macy Barber taking on Karine Silva. I believe JB's kicking it off. JB, do you got some thoughts on this one, my friend?
Yeah, I thinking about betting Karine Silva here at plus 165. I'm not gonna lie to you. The cardio is a big concern for me, but where is Macy Barber at in this point in her career? I'm watching her getting grappled in a lot of these fights now. I know Karine Silva doesn't have the best offensive wrestling, but I don't think Barber really defends the takedowns that well. She's been taken down by girls who aren't even grapplers themselves, and I think Karine Silva could scramble very well. I think if she hurts Barber on the feet, where I've seen Karine hurt people on the feet, she doesn't have the best striking, but a lot of one at a time, throws out the front kicks, big kicking game. I think she's willing to play off her back is a big worry for me. But I do think she has the better offensive grappling. Like, I think she's a real live threat to submit Barber here with a guillotine front choke or get on the ground. She could roll for those leg locks. She's very dangerous in the jiu-jitsu. She's got good back takes, good darces. And like I said, I don't think it's a complete wash on the feet. I do think Barber, the more physical, she's going to have the better cardio. Land in the clinch. I do think she could get top time, land ground and pound here. She is pretty heavy when she is on top, but the scrambles do worry me. This is like if Karine Silva plays off her back and I bet her, I'm going to be very pissed off. So that's why I haven't done it yet, but it's an interesting fight. I think it could wind up being very close. And yeah, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about it because I don't really have a strong take on it.
So for me, pre boob job Macy Barber, I would be betting her all day in this fight. But here's the problem. Now her weight cuts are harder. That's a real thing. You can't tell me that
this can't be real life.
Dude, this straight up. That's a real thing. You can't tell me that you can just add unusable weight to your chest and then like make weight just as easy. It's not a thing. It's a stupid idea.
It's just a few ounces.
It's enough, dude. When those weight cuts come down to the wire, a girl that already,
she's literally not even. She literally in her last fight cutting some weight.
Yeah, true.
So now when you add something to the chest, it's like, what are you doing? Like, save it for after the career. Like, you don't need that now. But she did, and like, I think I was one of the first people to point this out because I mentioned it ahead of the Blanchfield fight, and everybody in my comments was like, "What? I didn't even know." And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's all over Instagram. You can tell that her chest is bigger." So there you go. But that's a problem. And then
why were you looking, bro?
Dude, you got to go check out the Instagram before the fights because you got to see what's going on, man. You got it every time. And I had high hopes for Barber. Like, this was a girl that was like winning fights, right? Like, she was looking good, but it's that mixed with all the things that come along with it. Now, I don't know for sure where the infections came from. I don't know if they're directly correlated with the surgery that she had to get like her chest figured out, but she had like a staph infection that was like MRSA. She had all sorts of stuff, right? All on like she had some sort of
I pulled this up from my show. When I go, I'll read through all the injuries. I have it up. I'm ready to go.
So many things. And like, if it wasn't for that, I would be betting her for sure here. Like, I understand why she's the favorite. I think she's a very physical fighter. And I think that is a style that's extremely tough for Karine Silva here because the way she gets takedowns, she just rips people to the mat. Karine Silva. I don't think you're going to rip Macy Barber to the mat. So that's not going to go well for her. On the feet, I think Barber's as durable as you can get, and I think she's going to start coming forward and swinging big bombs, and she's got cardio typically. But I just don't know with all this stuff. Like, how much time do you have to take off of training? I know that from knowing people in my personal life that have had breast augmentation, you're essentially not able to exercise whatsoever. Like for a long, like you're not bedridden necessarily, but pretty close to bedridden for like a while, like a long time. So like if you're not even exercising at this point, and then she has all these other things, it just makes me I'm gonna take her for the pick because I think like in if we're going skill wise and like other attributes I think she wins, but like I can't bet her. I wish I could bet her, but I can't do it just because I know that there's too much going on. So for me, it would be Macy Barber. Now I guess I have to give you a pick because that's what we do here. But yeah, I'm not sure. Couch, what are your thoughts?
All right, I'll go narrative first, then I'll go my breakdown. So for my show, I literally just looked this up on Grok. I asked it to tell me all the injuries she's been dealing with. So after her Caitlin Chukagian fight in whenever that was, she was hospitalized for 9 days due to a combination of strep, staph, MRSA, pneumonia, and Epstein-Barr virus. They also discovered she had an enlarged spleen. And more recently, she experienced an episode called a pseudo seizure tied to autonomic nervous system dysfunction. What else was there? Infections, pneumonia, immune system complications. Yeah, not great stuff. None of that sounds great. And now she's coming back. It's been, what, 2 years now? Just about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love that. And that's why when I was looking at this fight, and I'll break it down for you guys in a second, when I was looking at the line when she was minus 155, I really thought about it. I really did want to play it, but I just couldn't lay the chalk when I don't know what she's going to come back as, and I don't know how these injuries affect the person. So I stayed away in terms of a money line. But from a breakdown, I'm not high on Silva, never have been. I faded her with Arugio. I did not fade her with Barbosa. I didn't touch that fight, but I didn't think she beat Barbosa, and I thought she looked absolutely terrible. I think that her cardio is bad. I think that her striking is bad. I think she's slow. She's plotty. I don't think her offensive wrestling is any good either. It's mostly trips and just muscling opponents down, and I don't really think that's going to work against Barber at a high clip. It could. Barber has historically struggled with takedowns and stuff, but I just really don't rate the wrestling of Silva much. And if Silva tries to drag her down and ends up on bottom, or if Silva pulls guard and ends up on bottom, Macy's going to punch her head through the canvas. Like, her ground and pound is ridiculous. She hits hard. She throws a lot. So I don't like Silva in general. And I do think that Barber should be too much for her. I think she's going to throw a lot more on the feet. I think she's going to hit harder. I think she's a better striker. And I think she's going to put away Silva in the late rounds, maybe like round 3. That's what I'm thinking. But I also think that Silva can come out here and sub her. I wouldn't be that surprised if Macy comes in and isn't looking herself. Like, I think that's on the table too, because realistically, Silva's probably the most dangerous jiu-jitsu fighter she's faced, I think, in her career. I'd have to go and double check her record,
bro.
I'm pretty sure. So there's definitely risks there.
You got to win over Jillian Robertson.
That's a good one, but Jillian's also gotten a lot better these days.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah, that Jillian Robertson she fought was not nearly the Jillian Robertson.
And former 115er too.
Yeah.
What?
Former 115 pounder too.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm picking Barber, but I would have needed a much closer line to get involved just with all the unknowns.
Dude, this chat is killing me with the jokes. Like, I'm busting up over here. You guys are funny as heck tonight. Crossover, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Man, more of the same. I mean, all the issues with Macy Barber missing weight, the ailments, the injuries, all of that, definitely not good. Will she make weight? Karine Silva, for me, I mean, I don't think she really handles adversity too well. I mean, the pulling guard isn't a good look in modern MMA today. Vivian Araujo, I mean, it didn't even look like it was all that competitive, honestly. Even in the Dione Barboza fight, I mean, it was way too close, way too competitive. I think if Macy Barber makes the weight and she makes it to the octagon, I think she gets it done. I mean, I like her output. And I think she, just like you were saying, she's very physical, gets Karine Silva backed up against the cage in the clinch. And I think she's going to be in her face and just make it ugly.
It's fair. Apparently the chat can't see everybody from other channels. So I'm going to throw up on the screen. I hate that I have to do that because it kind of takes out some of crossover space.
The bottom. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But apparently not. There you go. But apparently not everybody else that's watching can see all the stuff that we're seeing. I guess I didn't.
Oh, they should fix that.
You could put it over.
You only can see the channel chat that you're on.
Oh, that's crazy talk. Okay, so that makes a lot of okay. Yeah. So here we go. Now we've got a whole bunch of. Now you guys will get to see it if you look in the bottom corner. Unfortunately, just chew up a little bit of crossover space.
That's pretty.
I tried to make it as narrow as I could. But Yeah, okay. I didn't realize. I guess I should have thought that it was only the channel you're on, but yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
dude, that's honestly one of the dopest features I've seen, that you could get to chat in the corner like that. I had no clue. Like, honestly, that's pretty cool, because like that's like the most interactive you could get this to be. Like,
StreamYard's been trying. They've been trying. They better after doubling the price, which sucked, but
yeah.
at least they're
I
trying.
usually have the chat on screen, but it's hard when you got 4 people up here and that. So
Mhm.
and I don't think you can move it either. So like I can't like put it like in the middle or something, like I don't know, whatever. But either way, it'll be fine. But yeah, now you guys can see that. I should have had it up all along. My bad, folks. I tried to pull it up once before early, but you know, it was one of those things where I was like, man, it's taking up too much space. Either way, now you guys get to see all the jokes in the chat, because the chat has been wild, mostly from Crossover's channel, I think. He's got some wild folks coming in, which
I like it.
Yeah, I do have some characters. They always show up. Respect to the chat.
Seriously, they great. Okay, we can move on. Let's see. JB started the last one, so I guess that's me. Terrence McKinney, Chris Duncan. Okay, let me tell you this. I don't know who's gonna win, but I'm pretty confident it's under 1.5 rounds. Because
You think? It's like
Yeah.
-400.
That's safe right there. That's real safe money.
And I feel like no matter what line you put a Terrence McKinney fight at, like the guy can't go past 1.5 rounds. Even the time that he said he was going to try his butt off to do it, he couldn't do it. Like he was going to try to like fight reserved, and it was like that was reserved. So yeah, I think we probably get a Chris Duncan guillotine. Is my like if I have to pick like something that happens, that's where I'm at. But like, would I be surprised if Chris Duncan knocks out McKinney? Nah. Would I be surprised if McKinney chokes out Chris Duncan? Not at all. Would I be surprised if McKinney knocks out Chris Duncan? Not in the slightest. So I got to take Duncan for the guillotine, though, because like the dude just keeps doing it. It's kind of like Walter Walker heel hook. It's kind of like, well, until he just doesn't do it, I'm going to keep saying he's going to do it, I guess. So we'll take Duncan guillotine, unless they give him a massive step up in competition or something. We're just going to ride that till the wheels fall off. For some reason, the guillotines work when Duncan does them. But Couch, what are your thoughts?
It's funny you said that, because my exact read, like I've been talking about it, my exact read is Chris Duncan, guillotine, round number 2. That's what I think. I think that it's fair. I know a lot of people on McKinney. I think it's very fair to back him when Chris Duncan is super hittable, has been hurt many, many, many times, has been knocked out once. We have seen him, kind of muscled around and his back taken in the Torres fight. We'll be talking about Torres soon. There's very valid arguments. It's just like, do I want to lay, like, I know it's plus 140 and you're not laying chalk, but is plus 140 enough for me when he has to win in the first round? Like, I feel like that's not wide enough when you know that if it gets out of the first round, he's in trouble. Like, he just is. Like, he can't do it. I've always been a big McKinney fan, and I was one of those people who was like, you guys will see, like, he'll be able to fight to a decision. He's going to learn to pace himself. He's young. No, he can't. And he talked about it himself. He just can't. That doesn't fit his style. So I think the first round going to be mayhem. I think both guys could probably finish the other. But I think Chris Duncan, he is really tough, even though he is getting hurt. Usually he recovers very quickly. I think he's going to survive that first round. I think he probably ends up getting his back taken and kind of spending some time there, but I think he survives. And then after that, if he makes it to round 2, I think he can beat the daylights out of Terrence and finish him however he wants. But I think it's going to be a sub. I think Terrence gets tired, shoots Gilly, and it's over.
There we go. All right, we got 2 people on the Chris Duncan guillotine, which is extremely specific. Crossover, what do you think?
Man, I'm expecting just a barn burner with this one. I think I can really see both guys having moments in that first round. Like McKinney hurts Duncan, and it's looking like Duncan's just wobbly, and then next thing you know, he clips McKinney. Something like that definitely would not surprise me in a fight like this. Both these guys are very hittable. Terrence McKinney, the danger factor drops off a cliff after the first round. So if Duncan can make it through the first round, he's definitely the guy. But ultimately, I'm gonna go with Chris Duncan.
There we go. 300 Chris Duncan. JB, are you gonna jump the opposite side or what?
Bro, what?
He can't.
Hell no. Hell no. Dog, that's my guy, Chris Duncan, bro. Yeah. I think this is a fucking banger, though, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I think Terrence McKinney in that first round, he's a motherfucker. And that's what makes this fight so great. Like Let's just be honest. And that's what makes it so great that we love Chris Duncan for, because he takes these kind of fights that, are going to give the fans what they want, because it's a big risk. This is a fight where it's not a ranked guy. Duncan's been on a streak, and Terrence is very dangerous in round one. It's a tough matchup for Duncan. Duncan in the first round, I think, is going to be at a speed disadvantage. I do think he could land shots on McKinney. I think he's the better clean technical striker. I do think the takedowns are going to be there probably for McKinney early. Back takes can definitely happen. We saw Torres take the back of Duncan, but we talked to Duncan, and, I got to go with the guy who, when I watched him in that last fight, that was an absolute war. You're going to have to kill that guy, literally kill him to get him out of the fight. So I don't, it's possible that McKinney clips him early, but if not, the better fighter with the better, will to win is Chris Duncan. And he is a motherfucker. I love his story. I've talked with him over 2-3 hours now on a podcast, and every time I talk to the guy, I learn something. He's very well spoken. He's a funny guy. I like talking with him. He doesn't act like he's, a big shot, and he's just a really fucking cool dude. So of course I'm going to be rooting for Chris Duncan. I think he's got an excellent guillotine. And also, dude, this guy also talked about he's got an amazing front headlock series in general. So I wouldn't be shocked if he wrapped up a Darce or an Anaconda. I've seen him, teaching seminars on these moves. So I think it's just a front headlock in general. But his bread and butter, that fucking guillotine choke, baby. And he even showed me the grip. So if you guys go check it out, it's probably the longest interview he did. I know he's done a couple interviews, but me and James on our last episode of Parlay Madness on his channel, UFC 322, we talked with Duncan for about an hour. And like I said, he, even if he gets his back taken, he's talking about he's starting rounds at ATT. He's going to start the round, and Grant Dawson's going to be on his back. Hanato Moicano is going to be on his back. What better people can you have on the back to get you prepared for the fight? And you're starting in those positions. I think he's going to do well here, guys. I think he gets it done either in round 1 or round 2. I think this could even be like the Dober fight where it stays standing. It's a war. Chris takes a few shots, but he comes back like the Charlie Campbell fight, and bow, it's over. I think Chris Duncan could win it multiple ways. Let's go. The problem.
There we go. Somehow we're all on Duncan on a very volatile fight. We all have agreed. I will say I do like McKinney. Like I've been on his stream before when he's done like watch-alongs, and like dude's cool. I enjoy that. I'm just trying to be unbiased here. So
I have a personal story with McKinney.
Oh, let's hear it, dude.
After he made his UFC debut against Frivola, I hit him up on Instagram and I was like, "Yo, bro, if I send you a UFC t-shirt, can you sign it and send it back to me?"
Did he never send it back?
Listen. And he was like, "Yeah, bro, I got you. I was like, "Okay." I did it. I sent it. I also sent him money to cover the shipping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 month passes, nothing. 2 months passes, nothing. I asked about it. He's like, "Oh man, I'm just busy. I'm busy. I can't do it." And then eventually I hit him up. He was like, "Listen, bro, like I'm too busy. Just buy some merch off my shop." And then he sent me the money back that I gave him for the delivery fees. So not like he scummed me or anything.
There you go.
But I was like, "Bro, definitely not buying your merch now."
He seems like a very like I met him one time at the Fury fights right here, and I was just like, "What's up, T-Rex?" But he seems like a very nice guy, but he also seems like he's very all over the place, if that makes sense. Like he might have very well just like been like he like seems like he has ADHD and just probably forgot and was just like, "Bro, I can't deal with this." Like, I don't think he's a bad person, but like I saw him in the parking lot and he might have been smoking a big fat doink.
Dude, if anybody's got ADHD, it's Terrence McKinney. Like that guy's
for sure.
He's all over the place. Good dude. Like I say, like he's a good dude, but yeah, he's all over the place. Oh man. Okay, we can move on. I believe Couch is kicking off the next one. We've got good.
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom.
Sounds good, brother. Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres. Who do you got, Couch?
Great fight, super binary. I 100% understand anybody picking Torres because he's super explosive. He can 100% knock out Dawson because Bobby Green did, and that's just a fact. And it's interesting because both guys haven't faced anyone like their opponent. Dawson hasn't fought a striker this explosive or this big, and Torres hasn't fought a grappler even close to somebody like Dawson. But what it comes down to for me really is, you look at UFC stats, and Torres has 88% takedown defense against who? Chris Duncan, who we just spoke about him, great fighter, but he's not like an amazing wrestler. And the other one was Camacho, who's also really not a wrestler. And yeah, he's explosive. He has great hips. Sure. But I have a feeling he's not going to be able to stuff the wrestling from Dawson. I think Dawson's a very good wrestler. He's smart. He knows he cannot strike here. He will die. He acknowledged that, I believe, in an interview. He's not going to do that. I don't think so. His striking has improved, but like if he tries to stand with Torres, it's done. But he's not going to. I think he's going to take him down. I think he's going to grind him out. And I think the pace is just not going to be like anything Torres has ever really faced. And I think ultimately he's probably going to crack and break in the second or third round. I'm leaning Dawson round 3 TKO, ground and pound. I know he's been liking that ground and pound recently. He does get into a lot of dominant positions on the ground. And I do have an inkling that if Torres does survive to the third, he's going to be really, really tired. So that's my read. But respect to anyone playing Torres. He can 100% dead Dawson in the first round.
Fair enough. Crossover, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I see it the exact same way. I mean, Manuel Torres, definitely very explosive in the striking, very explosive with the hands. I think he's just going to have to fight on the front foot and just make it tough for Dawson to shoot those takedown attempts and pretty much just look to get him out of there early. Because I feel like as soon as Dawson gets that first takedown, he's just going to put him in the washing machine. It's going to be repeat cycle over and over. Gas Torres out, and Dawson's just going to cruise to a decision. So give me Grant Dawson in this one.
Okay, so I'll jump in instead of JB right quick, and then he'll get back in it. So, okay. So I think Dawson's got this one no problem. But there obviously, there's if he gets cracked in the first, however long. But here's the deal. I think Dawson can definitely take him down if he gets a hold of him. He's just got to get a hold of him once. And everybody's like, well, the next round starts on the feet. But it's different. And let me explain. There's a reason you see a lot of those like big knockouts in the first, minute of a fight. It's because that's when you've got the most zip on your shots. And today, I teach like a little like office kickboxing class sometimes, right? I do like 4 times a week. And I tested something today. What I did is I made the guys just rip these power shots into the Thai pads, right? I was like, okay, you're going to hit like 3 big power shots, and then I want you just to get on the floor and then get back to your feet. And it did not take more than a couple of times of ripping a power shot, getting to the floor and back to your feet. This isn't even with like grappling. Like they're just literally getting down on the floor and getting back up. That those power shots didn't have a whole lot left on them. Now, these are athletic guys. They're not pro fighters or anything, but just the fall off is there. And it's like that for fighters too. It's if you have to exhaust yourself fighting the takedowns, fighting the grips, fighting all this stuff, you're not going to have the same, like you can still knock somebody out late in a fight for sure, but you don't have that same like death touch that a guy like Torres is going to have in that first 60 seconds. It's kind of like when Green caught Dawson, it was in the first couple of seconds, right? That's when you've got the most zip on the shot, and he landed flush. It's just what happens. I think if Dawson gets him down once, the fight's over. Like, I mean, the fight might not end right then, but that's your bet's safe at that point. So for me, I think it's Dawson all day. But JB, what are your thoughts on this one?
I love the chat right now, but this shit is funny as hell, man. What the hell is good with you guys? I wasn't even gone that long. I wasn't even gone that long, and y'all are just disrespecting me in the chat right now.
Chat's gone wild.
Dude, I think Grant Dawson is one of the best grapplers in MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Sabatini, Grant Dawson, Sean Brady. Like, these guys are just so systematic. I think Grant Dawson might be the best out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way he mixes, he's just trying to get you to go to your elbow on that post, because guys don't want to give up their back. So they kind of go to that halfway, right? And you don't want to sit there with Grant because he's going to wrist ride you. And then you're going to get breaking down, and then you're going to eat ground and pound. And then your only other option is to turn, and he's going to take your back right at the right moment, though. He's never going to give up position. He's never going to, make a mistake. He's very, very, very systematic on the ground, and he talks about it, looking up to guys like Islam Makhachev. I don't think he's going to have to worry about that front choke. Like, if you go watch the Chris Duncan fight versus Manuel Torres, Chris Duncan is credited with a takedown there, and it's because Manuel Torres tries to pull the guillotine. I think you do that against Grant Dawson, you're going for a ride automatically, and then I just don't think I don't think he's going to have the ability to get back up, because Grant's just too good at pinning his opponents. He'll get right to that half guard. He's head right under the chin, and good MMA ground and pound, and he'll go for the ground and pound. He'll threaten the Kimura. He's not really threatening the Kimura to go for a Kimura, though. He's threatening it so you'll post. So then he's back onto the back, and he's cross-facing you heavy, and he's flattening you out. And now you're just frustrated because it's like, fuck, where can I go? And he does it to guys like Damir Ismagulov, Mark Madsen, Jared Gordon, Olympic medalists and black belts. And you think he's not going to be able to do it to Manuel Torres? If he doesn't get knocked out, he's gonna. So that's my take on the fight. Simple as that. And I think Grant Dawson gets it inside the distance. Bam Bam Blakova got Grant ITD round 2 plus 470. Round 2 KO is like plus whatever. Like I took that versus Hoffa. Dude, he's gonna wrist ride this motherfucker, and it's either gonna be a back take or you just gotta punch the shit out of him, ATT style, like Moicano does, like Dawson's been doing. That's my prediction.
100%, dude. And Grant's got the best back control in probably maybe in the UFC. You just don't get him off of there once he's there. You just don't.
Yeah.
It's not happening. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
Pantoja is good on the back too.
I was gonna say Pantoja.
Yep.
Tyra's up there.
I just think Aljo, like floating
Aljo.
position. Maybe not like just backpacking, but he's just so good at floating position, and like what you give him, he's gonna take, and he's got better ground and pound than a lot of the backpackers too.
Yeah, Lazy Bet's right. Yeah, his wife's fighting on Friday, so check that. Grant Dawson's wife's fighting on Friday, so that's interesting. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good back takers, but yeah, Dawson's up there, and he's at least top 5. That is for sure. He's trying to cut weight. Jeez, man. This chat is too funny.
If you guys like the Dawson side and you think he's gonna grind him out, the round 3 and round 2 knockout props on him are crazy. Round 3 is plus 3,300. Round 2 is plus 2,000.
What book is that?
Yeah, for Dawson. That was on FanDuel.
Okay, yeah, I like that a lot.
Yo, your boy's gonna be playing those. Don't you worry.
Oh, dude, he's gonna wrist ride ground and pound the shit out of him.
Like he can sub him too for sure, but like it seems to me like he's been looking for the ground and pound more. We saw that in the Hoffa fight, and like I get it, he didn't do it really against what's his face, his last fight, but CDF is also really hard to hold down. That's a whole different.
Dude, that guy's so legit.
That's a whole different story. So yeah, I like those numbers.
Heck yeah, brother. I will absolutely be playing those 100%. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. Yeah, and plus like I think it was JB was saying it, like ATT has some of the best grapplers in the entire division. So I mean, if he's been getting rounds in with them, yeah, that's easy stuff right there. Let's see. I believe crossover starting this one. We got Jan Blachowicz, Bogdan Guskov. Oh, before we jump into that, on whatever stream you're watching, like whoever's channel you're on, hit the like button. We appreciate it. We need it. We love it. We crave it. Do that for us. I appreciate it. Crossover. Who do you have? Guskov or Blachowicz? What's your thoughts?
Jan Blachowicz, the injuries and the surgeries haven't done him too well. I mean, this guy hasn't won a fight since 2022. 42 years old, 9-year age gap, will enjoy 2-inch reach advantage. I think the Polish power is a bit overrated. I mean, he hasn't finished anybody, like I said, since 2022. Bogdan Guskov, I mean, he's on a 4-fight win streak, beating Nikita Krylov, first round finish. I think the age is just going to be too much here. Blachowicz just started to slow down a lot. I mean, very technical striker. But I just think he's just gotten so slow now, and the danger factor has really kind of fallen off for him. So give me Bogdan Guskov.
Let me go crossovers on Bogdan. JB, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if you could say like it's necessarily completely shot because we know the last thing to go is the power, and like realistically, like he's fighting a really good level of competition, bro. Carlos Ulberg, Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev, and he hurt Magomed with the low kicks. I do think he could get those going here. I know that's been talked about, but I think it's very possible. Jan presents an interesting style with that stance. He comes out with the body kicks to that side, and I think he could get those going too. He kicks to all levels. He's got a good jab. I think he could come out here and put on a veteran performance. Avoid the athleticism of Bogdan early, who I do think has a little bit of a speed advantage, could connect, big power. He's dynamic, and he's been working the grappling too. But let's be honest. Like, I know me and my guy Couch argue a little bit earlier in the week, but I do agree with you. Like, Jan Blachowicz, he's a BJJ black belt, I think he's going to be able to get on top, drive through the hips. You know, he's got a very good, you know, he's very powerful when he goes through those takedowns. You know, he hasn't gone to it since the Pereira fight, but he had some success there, a couple submission attempts. I do think that's a path in this fight if he does take it, and I think he can compete on the feet, bro. Like, I think he's the better process striker. Like I said, fought the way better competition, and the only thing you could really say is, like, the age. Like, that's the only thing I've been hearing, and is he that
And the
washed?
surgeries.
Right, yeah, the neck issues, but to come out and then have a competitive fights versus, you know, Alex Pereira and these other guys, I know it's he's gotten a little bit older since. I don't think the guy's completely washed. I think he could compete here. Like I said, big grappling upside on the mat if he gets it there. I took a stab on the sub, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Plus 850. Like, I was gonna look to see if the end sub I could get like plus 750. I took a stab on it. I parlayed it with Iwo Baranowski sub. You take those two together, it's plus 5,600. That's JB's sub special of the week, baby. We riding. Jan Blachowicz gonna take this bum down to the ground. And I'm not saying he's a bum, but, bro, on the ground, this guy is levels above Bogdan Guskov. If he doesn't get caught in a front choke, I think he's putting him on the mat. I think he's going to sub him and get his first submission since Nikita Krylov. Let's go.
Crossover fans are going wild in there.
Bro, the chat is crazy.
Dude, crossover chat is the craziest chat I've ever seen. It's always it's always an interesting time seeing that come in here. We got people talking about the lettuce aura coming in. I'm like, yeah, dude, that lettuce is there pretty much every stream. So, you know,
I love it, bro. That's my favorite. You know,
if I position just right, it looks like I have lettuce hair. It's kind of.
He gets a comment on it every stream we do.
I do.
At this point, he's doing it on purpose.
Right here. I did it once on accident, and then I'm just like, this is the spot. So I'm just sitting at our kitchen table, to be honest, because like I record all my YouTube videos from my studio, which is where my house was before we got married. We got married in January, so like almost a year now. Wow, that's flying by. But I still have my old place, and I just use that as my YouTube studio and like workshop now. So it's like I do record all that stuff out there, but it's a bunker in the middle of nowhere. Couch knows about this.
One day you have to do a tour and show everybody that.
Dude, I should.
His front door is unlike anything. The only place I've seen a door like his door is in zombie apocalypse movies and shows. Like, this man has like that big wood thing that you like bring down like to shut the door. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's actually bulletproof, like up to a 5.56 caliber round. So like it.
Bro, who are you trying to?
Bro, that's how they get down up in that part of the U.S., bro.
That's right, dude. We're in Nebraska. We get down like that here. So you never know, man. You never know. They might be coming. The bookies might come for me. You know, I don't want to make them. They out there shooting 9 millis at me. I'm okay. Like, I'll be safe in there. You know, they show up with the AKs. I'm in trouble. So, but yeah.
I told my wife, if anything goes down, if like a zombie apocalypse happens, we're out to Tyler's. We're driving to Nebraska. We're going to Tyler's house.
You get to Nebraska as fast as you can.
We all have to wear powdered wigs too.
Yeah, there you go. Got you covered. And I'm not necessarily prepared for anything, but I'm just, you never know. It's always good to have a backup. You know what I mean? So that's right. That's all you got to do. Looking like Mr. Potato Head. Okay, where are we at? Oh yeah, we're talking about Blachowicz and Guskov. Gotcha. Okay, this chat is wild. I love it. Okay, I'm on Blachowicz, and the reason why, and okay, I've got to say, I've been cashing Guskov tickets. Like, I've been all over Guskov tickets. I cashed his round 1 KO prop in the last fight. That was sick. I think it was his last fight. I bet him huge against Span. Like, let's go. You know, like. The problem is, I think this is a really, really tricky fight for Guskov. I think this is a similar time to his debut where he fought Ozdemir. I don't know that he necessarily loses the same way, but I think Blachowicz has got him here. I think he's got him covered. He's durable mostly. You know, I mean, like he's getting up there, but I think he's still durable. He's got that Polish power. I think he still hits hard. And he's keeping it close with some of the best guys in the division. And even though I think Guskov's pretty good, man, I don't think he's like elite level. I don't think he's like Pereira or Olberg level good. And Honestly, I thought Blachowicz beat Ankalaev in that matchup, 3 rounds to 2. I don't know how you give a 10-8 in there. So I thought it was Blachowicz for sure there. So, and there's an argument that he beat, Pereira. I mean, like you could go either way. The optics kind of gave it to Pereira, but there's an argument. There's an argument that he could have beaten Olberg. I thought Olberg took it, but like just barely, So give me Blachowicz. I think he's gonna do it here. I think he can beat Guskov. I think Guskov is pretty good, but I don't think he's this good. And I think this is where the train ends. Like this is where that setback comes in. So, Couch, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this fight and the Vittori fight are the ones that I'm like, I really don't have a strong read, and I think you can't really go over. Like, you can make a good argument for both. If you're backing Guskov, it's because Jan is old. He's 42 years old. He's taken damage throughout his career. He's not what he used to be. He definitely does seem to be slower. Yeah, the Olberg performance was good. It was competitive. Olberg's a stud, but like he also didn't win, and he wasn't able to get any takedowns. I just don't think he's what he used to be, and if anybody can put him out right now, it's probably Guskov. Guskov strikes from unorthodox angles. He keeps those hands low, which I think is a problem and something I don't like. But he also, it's hard to see where the shots are coming from. He does hit hard. He is the faster guy. He's a solid striker. But on the other hand, like I personally don't really think Guskov's that good. I don't like his defense at all. I don't like how he keeps his hands so low, and I'm not sold that his counter grappling has gotten that better. He's at Gore MMA with Walker, with Walter Walker. I'm sure that they're working on the grappling. I'm sure that he's getting better for 100%, but he's getting taken down every fight. He's getting his back taken pretty much every single fight. Krylov didn't try. God bless his soul. I don't know what he was thinking, but everybody else got it. Like Span was able to do it. We all know Elkana did it. He got subbed in his first fight against Uzdemir. For me, the only way I'd bet this is Blachowicz sub. You can get some nice numbers like plus 900 I saw today. You can get plus 850 on FanDuel. I think he's going to go for the takedowns here. And if he's going to win, I think he could win this on the feet by just staying safer, using those leg kicks and landing better shots. But I think if he wants to avoid the knockout and win, he should probably wrestle. I expect him to wrestle. And I think if he does get on top, the difference in grappling is going to be pretty significant. And I do think that he can get his first sub in a while. So that's the only way I would target this fight. Otherwise, I'm staying away because valid arguments for both sides.
Word. Look at that. 3-1 Blachowicz actually surprises the heck out of me here. So that's interesting. We've got another kind of older veteran versus younger prospect in the next fight where we have Henry Cejudo taking on Peyton Talbot. JB's kicking this one off. JB, what are your thoughts on this one here?
My, how the times has changed, man. Henry Cejudo, one of the guys I first really loved starting watching the fights again. He was fighting. Like I was watching the fights for a little while, but getting back into it, starting to bet, watching with my friends. I remember him fighting Dominic Cruz during the COVID era. I remember the fight. Yeah, I think I also watched him at like one of the first pay-per-views I watched back after watching it from like when I was younger was Cejudo versus DJ. They had a couple of fights also. So he's been around for a hot minute, bro. And this is his last fight. He said it multiple times. He's made a point to say it multiple times. So from a mental state, like Henry Cejudo, like a lot of red flags there, right? Peyton Talbot, young, hungry, up-and-coming guy. That being said, if Henry tries to take him down, get that game going, I do think he can mix it in there. Talbot, though, has shown that, definite improvements from the last fight. Like I was really impressed with his takedown defense in the Lima fight compared to the Barcelo fight. And I wonder if it was just like a cockiness, like, I'll just get taken down, I'll get back up. We've seen him taken down in fights before early, and then he comes back late in the fight. He pushes that cardio, and maybe he just thought he could do that to Barcelos, and it never really happened, So it's definitely sketchy to play Peyton maybe at chalk, but I'm seeing some different props I'm looking at. I do think that he could steam this fight like the later it goes. I think the last 7.5 minutes, I think Peyton's going to really start to make his reads here. I watched the face-offs. He's, about a foot taller, it looks like, than Henry, and I think that range is going to be a motherfucker. That being said, Peyton Talbot is very hittable. I think somebody eventually is going to crack his chin, make him pay the piper. He's got like a 46% striking defense. That's not good. You got, let Reyes Cortez hit him 71 times. It's possible the guy gets outstruck, but I think here, just like the the career trajectory, it's like complete opposites. So I'm gonna go with Peyton Talbot here. I got him round 3 or decision. It's -130. I don't hate that at all. I think likely Cejudo last, but if there is a finish here, I think Peyton Talbot probably just puts it on him last round. And plus 1,300, that ain't a bad look either, bro. He's gotten a lot of round 3 finishes in his career, and Cejudo's historically durable, but this is his last fight, and a lot of the times those legends go out on their back. So I don't think a Peyton Talbot finish is out of the realm here either. He's got those nasty knees in the clinch, very good sniper, and we've seen him, put guys out. So yeah, I think Triple C is going out, either a decision win or a late finish.
I'm loving that round 3 knockout for Talbot. Actually, that was my read this whole time too. So I'm with you on that. I think this is a spot where Cejudo is going to have a few moments for sure. He'll probably shoot a takedown here and there, but like he just doesn't wrestle like he used to. Like he doesn't. The volume of takedowns isn't there. The grappling conditioning doesn't seem to be there anymore like it was. I think he can be competitive. I don't think he's going to be competitive in striking. I think he's going to realize that his shots, even when they land, aren't doing the same as the shots Talbot's landing. And I think Talbot starts putting it on him. And the dude's a Terminator. He's straight up a Terminator, like straight out like Terminator 2, T1000, liquid metal. Like you shoot him, it blows a hole in him, and it grows right back. Like dude just keeps on coming. You hit
that shit is demoralizing too, bro. I know you fought before, so.
He breaks guys. Like that's just what he does. Like his defense isn't very good, but like he just is durable as all get out. His cardio is usually on point. Like I've never seen him like get tired. He did have some trouble in the Barcelos fight, but he had it was like something some sort of like equilibrium thing that was like that got messed up in that fight somehow. So that's like that's a wild. I don't know exactly how that is, but yeah, that's how that works. So something wild happened there, but yeah, either way, for Talbot, I think he puts him out of there in the 3rd, and that's my read. What about you, Couch?
Yeah, interesting fight. I'm not like really looking to get too involved in this one just because I already kind of have money on it. Like I gave this out to the folks in the House of Stims Discord, the Discord I work with, maybe a month ago or a couple weeks back. Peyton Talbot to be champ end of 26 was plus 8,000. So I played that for 1.25 units. So to win 10K.
What's that at now?
Plus 4,000. That's the only reason I'm saying it now. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it. But so the theory there.
Value?
What's up?
You still think there's value?
Theoretically, yes, because if he wins this fight, he's probably up there. And like the whole read for me was that okay, if Merab beats Jan, right? Division's empty. He cleared it out. And he wants to defend another 4 to 5 times next year, he said. So we're going to probably see title challengers that we wouldn't have been seeing otherwise. Like we're likely going to see Zahabi possibly, Song Yadong if he beats O'Malley. I don't think he will, but that could happen. He mentioned Peyton Talbot, not by name, but he brought him up. So I just figured, you know what, at plus 8,000, they have him against Cejudo in his next fight. Like that's probably a good move. And I don't think he's going to beat Merab, but it'll set me up for a beautiful hedge if I get there. So that was kind of the angle there. And because of that, I don't really want to get overly invested in this fight because I already kind of have money on it. I might touch that round 3 though. Like I can see why people might want to bet Cejudo. At the end of the day, he's the best wrestler that Talbot has ever fought. Definitely a better wrestler than Barcelos. Definitely a better wrestler than Felipe Lima. But like it's just not the same. Like Tyler, you remember I backed Barcelos against Talbot in that when they fought plus 900. If Henry was plus 900, I would probably be doing it again, but he's not. And at this number, like I'm not super interested. He's a lot smaller. I think he's going to struggle a lot with the range. I think he's going to have a hard time setting up the takedowns. He didn't even really go for them all that much against Song Yadong. And I just think Peyton's going to be way too fast, way too accurate. And he's such a good fighter, and he's improving really, really quickly. And I think we're going to see really good things from Peyton. And I think he's going to get it done here. And I like that round 3 prop. Only thing I'll say is I was just looking at it while you guys were talking. Round 3 on FanDuel is plus 1,300, and round 3 knockout is like plus 1,500. Like just play the round 3.
I just played the round 3. That's
just in case.
Yeah. It'd be madness if he subs Cejudo, but what if he does?
I cashed,
hey, if Cejudo's tired and he got hurt, like it can happen.
Shit happens, bro. Marab had him in a sub attempt. You know, shit happens, bro.
Does indeed happen. Crossover, what's your thought?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Henry Cejudo's last fight, definitely, you know, the credentialed wrestler, but just doesn't really use it a whole lot. He only averages a little less than 2 takedowns per 15 minutes. Payne Talbot, yeah, definitely got controlled against Hani Barcelos for sure. The takedown defense did look a lot better against Lima, but I don't really know how much you can take away from that. I think the real issue from Cejudo is going to be the 7-inch reach advantage for Peyton Talbot. Getting inside is going to be a big issue for him, and like just the height difference. Maybe Cejudo can use some leg kicks to try and like get to Peyton Talbot that way, but I think Peyton Talbot's hands are going to be too much for Henry Cejudo.
There we go. Clean. Oh, look at that. Steven's picks like the graphic. Let's go.
Yeah. Last thing I was gonna say too is like if
Yep.
Cejudo was a better control grappler or had like a backpack threat, like a jiu-jitsu threat, like a Barcelos or a Lima, I'd be like, okay, that's something. But once he gets guys on the ground, is he really threatening? Like,
yeah. When his control hasn't always been. It's like it's just kind of all right. The takedowns are legit, but like the control isn't like somebody that can just once you're down, you're stuck. So yeah, like and with a guy like Talbot who already gets up pretty well, I mean. You know, that's where I'm at too. So moving right along, Brandon Moreno, Tatsuro Taira. I'll take this one here. Yeah, so this sucks because I don't want to pick against Taira because I would like to see him getting a title shot soon, but because I don't really want to see Moreno get a title shot again against, especially if it's still Pantoja, because like dude's lost to him 3 times, so we don't need to see that for a 4th time. But I think Moreno's a bad matchup for Taira, and I think he can beat him. And I think he's going to beat him. I think he's going to be extremely hard to control on the mat. And I understand Taira's got a really good back take and really good control. There's a chance he gets to the back and controls him. But I have a really, really hard time thinking he can do that consistently. On the feet, I know Taira's all right. Like, he's pretty good. But, like, Moreno's legit. Like, I think it's a really hard fight for him. I think it would favor Moreno more if it was 5 rounds. So I think that goes in the favor of Taira just because like Moreno is a 5-round guy. But yeah, I got to take Moreno here. But yeah, I do. It is a shame for the division if he wins and then say Pantoja also wins. We're just hypothetically speaking. I don't think we get. I don't think seeing a 4th one of those is necessary. But yeah, I'll take Moreno just to be the better striker and do enough on the ground to make it so Taira can't really control him. What do you think, Mike?
Well, apparently I sound like I sell real estate. So that's
dude's a lawyer. Get out of here.
That's something.
Dude passed the bar.
That's something, but it's funny. I'll take it. But this fight's tricky for me. Like I went into it. This is the first fight I taped on the card. And I knew some people on Taira, and I feel like I kind of went into it like almost forcing myself to like Taira because I saw the -125. It looked like the line was moving. I was like, he's a younger guy. Moreno, I don't think he's been looking all that great. And then I went into the tape and like I kind of changed my mind. I'm still not getting invested in this just because like I'm really not crazy about like with Moreno. I haven't been nuts about his performances lately. I didn't like I know he won the Usyk fight, but like I didn't like the performance from either guy. I just didn't see much urgency, and I felt like a lot of nothing happened. The Albazi fight was fine, but like Albazi's just been a nothing burger. And I thought that the most recent Royval fight from Moreno was just horrible. I thought he looked really, really bad there. The striking looked terrible, like everything. It was a terrible performance. But then with Taira, it's like I feel like the people backing Taira are kind of hanging on to the Royval back takes. And it was 2 back takes. And like, yes, they were super impressive. And the fact that, Royval is an elite scrambler and he could not get away from that, that was really impressive. But you're making him a favorite now in a step up or like a close to the same level as the Royval fight. But you're making him the favorite and you're kind of just hoping that he takes the back, either once and gets the sub or does it every round and wins a decision. Because outside of that, I don't know really where he's winning here. Like I know that his striking's improved a lot. He's got a great 1-2. He looks explosive. He hits hard. He's fast. But I can't really see him putting together like a competent 15 minutes just on the feet. Like I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if he has like the combinations for it. Whereas with Moreno, I know that he can put on a 15 minutes kickboxing performance. I know he's going to look great doing it. I think his jab is going to be money against Tyra. I think the leg kicks could be money. And I just think he's a much better striker than Tyra is. I think he's much better defensively than Tyra too. And something I haven't really seen much people talk about, it's like, are we sure that Moreno can't take down Tyra? Like, I don't think Tyra's takedown defense has been tested all that much, but I have a feeling that if Moreno goes for the takedowns, he could get it. So I just think that's another wrinkle. And one other thing to think about, this could favor Tyra a little bit. I'll answer Dravi in a second, but like, I do think the fact that it's a 3-rounder, that does favor Tyra, because Brandon Moreno, he's been fighting in 5-round fights. I believe it's been 5 years now, 9 fights in a row, where he's literally been
yeah.
The thought fell out of my head, but you guys know what I was saying. He was preparing for 5-rounders, and now for the first time, he's prepared in 5 years and 9 fights. He's preparing for a 3-rounder. I think that could throw off his pacing, but yeah, ultimately for me, I'll lean Moreno. And to answer Dravi's question, I know where he's going with this because I know who he's on, but like, yeah, I guess you can say it's Tyra because he can get on the back and sub Moreno, but I'm not counting out a Moreno knockout personally. Like if he's stuffing the takedowns and scrambling, I think he could knock out Tyra. So for me, I'm going to pick Moreno with very little confidence. At the end of the day, Tyra is a menace. He's elite. I love his grappling. He's a really, really good fighter. He's really young. He's improving super quick, super high ceiling. I'm going to lean the Moreno side.
Yeah, real quick though, I do have to shout out Dravi because the dude's basically been an ATM all year. Like this dude has just been printing money. It's been wild. So
he has an insane slate for this card. This dude has so many bets.
I believe it. Like
my boy Dravi, get the gravy.
Dude's
got to
been
be gravy. Get the gravy.
Straight up killing. But crossover. What are your thoughts on this matchup here?
Yeah, definitely, a tough matchup for Tyra right here. Big step up in competition with Moreno, all that big fight experience, all the championship fights under his belt. Definitely Moreno's the better fighter on the feet for sure. Tyra did look a little better on the feet in his last fight against Hung Park, but the footwork and the movement from Moreno, I think, is going to give Tyra problems on the feet. Now, obviously, if, Tyra gets the bag, gets you down, like it's definitely going to be a problem for Moreno to deal with. But I think it's going to be tough for Tyra to get the back and just get the fight to the ground. I see Moreno just keeping this fight on the feet, and I think he gets it done.
There we go. We got 3 on Moreno. JB, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you. I am very happy. Thank you. Nah, I mean, I'm not going to go crazy, but I'm on my guy Tyra here. I think this is going to be an excellent fight. I think the scrambles are going to be spectacular. I think, the main thing is going to be killing that underhook for Tyra and how he assesses that. I do think he's very good at taking the back, one of the best in MMA. Like we talked about it before. How did we not bring up Tatsuro Tyra? And then if you decide to stand up, he'll break your leg. He put the weight like he did to Alex Perez, and he'll TKO you that way. So, I don't know if he's necessarily going to do that to Moreno. I think what Moreno's going to do, he's very good at, I think he's going to bump, trying to dig that underhook. He's going to go up to his feet. He's going to build the base, and I think he's going to give up the front headlock. And now, Tatsuro Tyra is going to try and spin around. But it's going to be a lot of grappling exchanges. I think Tyra could re-grapple him. I think Moreno, like you said, could get the takedowns, maybe wind up on top. He's going to have to deal with a guard game of Tyra. I think he's going to throw those arm bars, probably use it to scramble. Both guys, pretty hard to pin, but ultimately the jiu-jitsu, like I think, is a bit leagues above in Tyra here. The wrestling maybe not the best, but I do think he's going to be able to get these takedowns. Moreno at this point in his career too, I think he's on a decline, guys. Truth be told, I've been watching this guy's last couple of fights, and he's not the same fighter he used to be. I question where his hunger's at this point in his career. And truth be told, I just think it's the new era. I think it's the time for Tyra. And you guys said like Moreno's the better striker. I agree to an extent, but is Tyra just like a complete bum on the feet? No, and I think he's going to be making a lot of improvements, guys. Like fight to fight, this guy's going to be a better version from what you see in time after time. The Brandon Royval loss, like that's the worry too, right? Because it's like now the one time he took the step up in competition, he failed, right? And we haven't gotten to see it, and now he's going back against Brandon Moreno. But I think Moreno might wind up in some tricky positions here. I think it's sticky.
JB's literally outside.
I'm on my porch. So like, it's a little different. It's like
that's a window, bro.
It's enclosed, but Yeah, same thing, I guess, bro. We're brothers, bro, basically. So yeah, I'm on Tyra here. It's not a crazy take, and I do think the sub is live. Personally, I lean points, but I think he could be the first person. Has Moreno been sub? Did Pantoja sub him?
Pantoja did it on the Ultimate Fighter, but I don't think he did. I don't think he's ever like in
Yeah,
an
I could see
official
it.
battle.
Pantoja
Nah,
barely
hasn't-
took his
hasn't been
back
subbed.
too. Pantoja barely took his back when they fought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the because the tough fights all count as like exhibition, so it doesn't count as like a tough loss.
Do you guys
But-
see this guy who's been going off about the McKinney Duncan fight for maybe an hour now?
Yeah, it's literally been an hour,
Yeah.
bro.
He's been crazy. I don't know.
Just give it up, bro. Just
He's
give it
like
up.
really hanging on to that fight, man. It's the most volatile fight where you can easily pick either side, and he's just not letting go.
Well,
You guys know that?
if you want, you can go back and listen to that. We did talk about it. You can just play that on loop if you want.
You guys know that meme of like the backpack that's like falling off? There's like just a thread holding it, and it's like, let it go. Just let it go, bro.
I'm just trying to figure out how my wall looks the same.
Yeah, I mean it's like sort of the same color, you know, like sort of. I don't know. But anyway, I think that was all of us for that one. Okay, sick. We've got the co-main and the main event coming right up. Let's see. I started the last one. That means it's Couch here. Couch, you're kicking off Pantoja, Alessandre Pantoja, and Joshua Van. Sick fight. What do you think, Couch?
What an absolute banger. This is such a sick fight. And it's a really hard fight because part of me wants Van to win. And like, I want to see him pull it off. Like, I want to see him stuff those takedowns and use that body work and put it on Pantoja. But on the other, I kind of want to see Pantoja whoop him on the ground. Like, that'll be cool too. It's a really interesting fight. I almost said it's binary, but it's kind of not because I do think that Pantoja can hang with Van on the feet. And that's ultimately why I'm going to be picking Pantoja, just because I think he can win this fight more ways. Like, there's a lot of focus on Van being able to knock out Pantoja, which I think he can. But I think Pantoja knocking out Van is also very possible and maybe just as likely. Pantoja, first of all, a good striker in his own right, does hit hard in his own right, dangerous in the pocket. And with Van, he's super hittable, you know, and say what you will about him. He's definitely, you know, he got the potential to be a future champion. My concern with him is that I don't think he's going to be able to fight for long. I don't. Like, I think he takes too much damage. Like, I think he's going to have to probably retire around 28, 29. Otherwise, it's going to get bad because look at it. Like, the Charles Johnson knockout, in my opinion, that was already a result of the fact that his chin was starting to take too much damage, right? So Charles knocks him out, kind of a nutritional knockout. And that was before he got hurt by Chirez. And that was before he ate 200 significant strikes from Brandon Royval. So then I got curious before my own show. So I went and I did the math. I like added up all their significant strikes absorbed over their UFC careers. So Pantoja, 17 fights in the UFC. He's absorbed, I don't remember off the top of my head, it was right over 800. I think it was like 830 significant strikes he's absorbed. Van, 9 fights, 788 significant strikes absorbed. So like the dude's almost up there with Pantoja. Pantoja's been there so much longer, and I just don't think it's going to go well over, like long term for Van. And I think this is a fight where it could cost him. I think if Pantoja lands flush, he could hurt Van or knock him out, at least hurt him. And then with the grappling, you know, Van has, for a guy who wasn't wrestling before his UFC debut, he's improved a lot, and I've lost a lot of money.
Is that true though, bro? Like,
I don't know if I believe him, but I mean, just based off his tape pre-UFC, like it seemed like he didn't know how to wrestle. But I lost a lot of money throughout his UFC career trying to like go with that narrative, like, oh, this guy can grapple. I think they're gonna beat Van. His grappling's untested, and every time he proves me wrong, and every time it looks even better. And the way he's defending and the way he's getting back up, like, he's really talented because it's not like he's at like it's not like he's at a major gym either, right? He's at 4 Ounce Fight Club. He has
They
decent
seem to be a
training
major
cards.
gym these days, dude. They got some guys coming up.
Yeah, and then they have guys
I
like
mean,
Justin Torres
yeah.
and Daniel Pineda. You know,
It's a for what they are, they're a good gym. It's not
they're
mega
a solid gym,
like,
but my point is, they're not a gym that I would have expected to get him to the level he's at in the counter grappling. Like his counter grappling's
shout out to
gotten
them, bro. Like
that's his counter grappling's gotten absurdly good. But I don't know that it's going to be enough. I don't know that it's going to be enough. And like that's a good point there with the Rate Saruya fight. And you saw like Saruya had to get creative. He couldn't really, he did end up getting one single leg, but other than that, he had to get creative. But Pantoja can get creative, and Pantoja can also take the back standing. He's done that multiple times. And I also think that Pantoja is going to be a lot stronger. That's kind of a guess of mine. That could be wrong. but I think he's going to be a lot stronger, a lot more physical. So if he gets it to the ground, I think Pantoja might just wash him. Like, I think it might be like a really, really tremendous difference on the ground. So that's what it all really comes down to for me. So I'm picking Pantoja, but I don't really want to bet on it because I think Van is a live underdog. I'm thinking about taking like Pantoja round 1, round 2 sub. It's like plus 850 round 1, plus 1,000 round 2. And then if he doesn't get it, maybe live bet Van. Or maybe I'll just pass altogether and live bet Van if I like what I'm seeing. We'll see. Like, I'll be hyped no matter the outcome. I like both of these guys a lot, and it should be a really sick fight.
Yo, real quick, I do have to highlight Chris here. He's 4 ounce is a good gym, and he's shouting out Michael Aswell. I gotta give Michael Aswell a shout out as well. That dude is a gem because let me throw this little story out there for anybody that hasn't heard it. We got a lot of people in the chat that hasn't heard the story yet. So the jiu-jitsu academy I go to, right? There's this kid. He's like, I don't know, like 8 or something like that. Got diagnosed with leukemia recently, right? Big fight fan, loves jiu-jitsu. That's what he's into. So I did an interview with Michael after his Contender Series fight. And, I was like, yeah, maybe he'd be interested in doing something for this kid. So I reached out to Michael and I was like, hey, man, I know you're busy. It was the same night that Van was fighting, I think it was Royval. I was like, hey, man, or it was like that week. This kid in my academy that I go to, he's got leukemia. He's a big fight fan. He like needs his kind of somebody to help lift his spirits. I don't know if I know you're busy this week, but like if maybe you and Josh Van want to like jump on a video or something and send it to this kid, that'd be sick. So Michael's like, yeah, dude, we're totally on it. We're praying for him. We, all this good stuff. And then literally like the next little, like that day, like the same day, he sends me a video, him and Josh Van just giving this kid a shout out. Just like help, give him like the whole rah, boost his spirits type of thing. And like, he didn't have to do that. It was super sick, like super nice of him. So shout out to Michael Aswell for being a gem of a guy. Like I've never met him in person, but I've interviewed him and like, whatever, but like that spoke volumes to me. So Aswell's the man. But we'll get back to talking about this fight. I just had to highlight him because like, dude's awesome. Crossover. What are your thoughts on the Pantoja versus Van matchup?
This is a banger fight. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think just like someone in the chat, it was definitely on my mind with Joshua Van's takedown defense in the Ray Saruya fight. I think his ability to keep the fight on the feet is going to make this a tougher title defense for Pantoja, what a lot of people realize. And Joshua Van's boxing is really good, and he does get hit. Both guys have pretty good chins. Pantoja's chin is granite. So I wouldn't even be surprised we see a similar type fight Van and Royval had, just on the feet, back and forth, both guys landing over and over, crazy fight. But I think at some point the championship fight IQ of Pantoja is gonna be like, hey, I got to get this kid down. I got to see what his grappling's about, and let's see if he really can hold up on the ground. And I think Pantoja, that championship fight IQ gets it done.
He's going to check this guy grappling, brother.
Absolutely.
Well, there you go, JB. Pick up right there. What do you got?
You know me, man. I'm a homer. I like my guy, Van.
Of course.
Like you said.
H-Town, baby.
Yes, sir. Like my guy.
Are you kidding me, Dravi? You kidding me, bro?
I see you, Dravi. My guy, Dravi.
Why am I getting so much heat today? I'm a real estate agent. There was some other comment up there I don't want to repeat, and now this.
You need to get some. You need to start roasting them back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. That's rough.
Dravi would be too easy to roast.
I'll keep it short, man. If Pantoja gets the grappling going in the first 10 minutes, which I think he's going to be able to, like, do we really know it's going to be a complete blowout? Like, I understand why you're assuming that, though. But do we really know, like, Joshua Van's jiu-jitsu level? Like, it's an unknown to me, in my opinion. Like, the assumption, like, you got a black belt versus a blue belt. Yeah, the guy should take him down, but it's hard to get Josh Van down. He's a hard guy to pin. He's a hard guy to control, but that's where the jiu-jitsu comes in because, like, it's like an MMA style get-up for Josh Van. And what counters that? Jiu-jitsu. You know, you got to be good at both, right? You got to understand that MMA style, because guys are going to try and get back up quick. They're going to give up their back, and you got to understand the jiu-jitsu aspect, so you don't fall off positionally, you don't play off your back, but you get a mixture of both, and that's what makes Pantoja so good. You know, he's got some of the most creative stuff I've ever seen in the octagon, going for, you know, inversions under his opponent. He's getting crab rides and taking the back that way, versus what's the guy's name? The Russian guy. I mean, that was literally the most beautiful scramble I ever seen.
Askarov.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy. I forgot about him because he just hasn't been around for so long. But
He's off an ACA these days.
I mean, that was beautiful, bro. Like the back takes that he even had in his last couple fights versus Asakura versus Kai Kara France, amazing. But you know, Kai Kara France was making his debut in a big. Kai Asakura was making the debut in a big spot there. You know, he's generally a striker as well, untested in the grappling realm for the most part. And then on the other end, you got Kai Kara France, who could be exposed in the grappling himself. We had known that going into the fight, and he's a big power puncher. And when I watched that fight back, you know, he's standing in the pocket, throwing big. I really think he was trying to knock Pantoja out in the first round there and get him out of there before the fight could hit the ground. I think Josh Van does a way better job at staying relaxed in that big cage. He's very good at his range management, and he's going to go to the body. He could keep his hands a little bit low sometimes. That's why he's a bit hittable, but you know, that keeps him ready to defend those takedowns and get back right up. And it's like I said, he's stuffing the head right away. He's doing all the right things. So, like, can we assume Pantoja is going to get easy takedowns here? I don't think it's going to be that easy. And then you're ripping to the body. He's probably the best body puncher in the UFC, maybe besides Jack Della Maddalena. And I know it didn't go so well for him. But I do think that is part of the game where he's going to really start digging at the body of Pantoja. That's going to start to gas the cardio. And cardio in this fight, I give to Josh Van in any fight. And we don't even know what he's going to look like in round 4 or 5 once he makes those reads, once he gets those boxing going. So the late fight, I give all to Van. Maybe you want to look for the live entry, like my man Couch said. There is a possibility that Van stuffs the early takedowns and he might not get as good of a line. But it's also possible that he survives some very sticky grappling exchanges. You might see Pantoja breathing a little heavy. You know, he is the older fighter. He's 35 at this point. These guys, you know, champions above 35 years old, not necessarily the best stat. So I think Van could get it done, bro. And just the aura. It's the aura play for me, man. He's got the aura. He's been on fire. And I
Problem
think
is Pantoja's got aura too.
He does.
JB, I got a question for you. How many takedowns does Pantoja need?
He if he could finish this fight with one takedown, if he successfully pins, you know, or takes the back of Josh Van. Doing that, though, necessarily, I think it's going to be hard. I think they're going to get into a war real quick, and I think it's going to get greasy. I think Pantoja is going to walk him down right away. He's going to get aggressive, and Van is a slow starter, so that could be a problem. And if you just never get going in the fight could be over before you know it, especially with Pantoja. So I'm not doubting that. I just think this fight's a lot closer than the line entails. And I've seen, you know, Pantoja fight close with people like Steve Erceg. You could say Steve Erceg's a larger fighter, but we just watched him go close to Osborne. I think Van might be on a higher level person.
Only thing I'll say about the Erceg thing though is Erceg's a black belt too, and Erceg could have defended himself on the ground. Like Van's a white belt.
I do think he has a better takedown defense than Steve Erceg, though. Like just off of harder to control. Like
that's fair.
Fair point.
He's, like I said, he's more of an MMA style get up. So that's on Pantoja to use the jiu-jitsu, and I think he could, bro. That's the answer to the MMA style get up, is taking the back, using the jiu-jitsu, because these guys will hip heist. They try to give up their back. Jiu-jitsu guys will play off their back more, right? It's a different style. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting fight. I'm interested to see what the game plan Van comes with, but he's had a good game plan so far in most of these fights, and he's going to fight for your money. He's a fucking war. Personally, Dravi, I got to go with my guy. I think early, Pantoja, late, Van. That would be my answer.
I saw Van say in an interview he doesn't even have a game plan for this fight.
He says he doesn't have a game plan for any fight, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I get it. Like, you kind of if your style is one way, you don't necessarily have to have a specific game plan. You just kind of know what you're going to do going in. And
I just think I think he means that he doesn't have to overthink it. He's
bro,
not.
These guys are smart, bro. They know what they're doing.
Stupid, he's drilling the back, defending back takes in the gym. He knows what the game plan is: defend the takedowns, rip the body, and do what you always do. Throw a million strikes. Like, he knows the game plan is.
I promise you, he's working the grappling with Alden like every day, bro.
I'm sure.
And
I mean,
JB, you got to remember, Pantoja's an ATT guy as well, man, going against some really good guys. So I mean, he probably got some up his sleeve. Van, might not be ready for.
Yeah,
and they got the best vitamins at American Top Team too.
Dude.
Best doctor.
And his walkout goes hard. Like, I know Josh Van with the Chief Keef, he comes out, it's pretty hard. But like many men, bro, Pantoja, I'm not gonna lie, that shit goes pretty hard.
Man, I hate that one of these guys have to lose this fight, to be honest. Yeah. I'm rooting for both of them, but like I can't, like you can't pick both of them to win.
A decision, bro, just a war decision, a draw.
That's my problem with this fight and the fight after.
Dude, yeah, man, I hate it. I wish I could pick both of them to win. It's killed me. Like I dreaded recording my video this week because I didn't want to have to pick against either of them. Because like I want them both to win, but it just doesn't work that way. Like
I will say to Lazy Bed's comment,
which one?
Pantoja's not overlooking Van. He's not like people were using like one thing he said in that interview about fighting Kyoji. Like he right after that, he literally said, "But I'm not looking past Van. Like I'm focusing on Van."
Yeah. People always do that. They clip like it's like MMA on Point showing their casual takes. Was it yesterday or today? But like, which is stupid. They're like a huge channel. You wouldn't think they'd do stuff like this. They said like DDP called out Brendan Allen because he said I love to smash his face, and then he went on to say how he doesn't want to fight Brendan Allen. And I'm like, you guys are like have some credibility. You're like one of the biggest media outlets like in the space, and you just have zero credibility. It's ridiculous. So stuff like that is super annoying. People will clip that kind of stuff all the time. You just got to make sure you look into the source. Like I'm not saying Lazy Bed didn't like, or like I'm not saying like he is just running with that, but like just make sure you look into the source. It's a thing. Here's the deal though. JB mentioned the crab ride. I think that's how Pantoja needs to get this fight to the mat, is stuff like that, like crab ride takedowns. Like that's his good path here, because those are a lot harder to defend if you're used to like sprawling and defending takedowns. Like you can't sprawl out of a crab ride. That doesn't work. So that kind of stuff, and the way that Pantoja just drags people to the mat because he's just such a dog, like that's going to be so hard for Van to stop. But on the feet, man, his boxing is legit. Like the dude is so menace. Good. Dude, he's a menace. Like this dude's a menace to society. Like he's out there just like causing a ruckus in the cage. Like I love it, but golly, I hate it. I got to take Pantoja, and I hate to, like, I can't bet against Pantoja. I can't. There's no way. I'm not going to say that it's impossible he loses, but man, this dude, like, he's just he's got more dog in him probably than 99% of the world. Not just like the UFC, like the world. Like he's got so much dog in him. Not that Van doesn't. I'm just saying, like, dude, Pantoja is just he's that guy, and like Van's very, very good, and I think he can be competitive, and I think there's a chance he wins this fight. But like, if you ask me who I think wins more times out of 100, I'm taking Pantoja, and it's just like I got to take him. But if you're like just looking for like who's giving you the better risk to reward, maybe you take Van, because I understand he's like a plus 200 or something like that.
I think if you're playing a money line, you play Van.
Yeah. But like,
I wouldn't lay minus two. What is 230? I wouldn't.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
I'm a homer, but I can't get with that.
Dude, Pantoja is the man. So like,
play like maybe a round 1-2 sub.
I'll just staying off, maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, because Pantoja's the man. Joshua Van's the man. I want them both to win. They can't. So either way, I'm gonna be happy for one.
Hey, round 3, 4, 5 for Van.
I mean, it's definitely possible if it gets there. Prices, but then again, like, it's not out of the question that Pantoja gets to finish late. Like the dude's
how does that takedown defense hold up over 5 rounds? Like, it's gonna look one way in round 1. How's it look in round 4, round 5?
Better in round 3. So I imagine it'll look probably pretty good.
Dude,
like,
Van
doesn't ever look.
I think Van in round 4 or 5 might be mythical, bro. Like, I don't know for sure, but like the way he fights, bro, like 2 more rounds in that Royval fight, he's finishing him, bro.
Yeah, but
I don't know, but he might be mythical.
That's also a fight where he kind of got exactly what he needed from, like, Royval was just there to be hit. So
yeah.
I just mean in the sense of like he picks it up as the fight goes along.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
got you.
I
got you.
agree. I do think he's a 5-round fighter, Van, but there's still question marks there.
Yeah, it's just it's such a hard fight to call, like for especially just like as a fan. Like, man, I don't know. So
Yeah. Who
yeah,
knows too? Like he's never been 5, so we really just don't know. You know.
Exactly.
no one knows. And like, I think it was Nate that mentioned it that like Van kind of gassed in the Charles Johnson fight. I think that was just accumulation of damage more than anything, to be honest. Because like, dude was fighting like crazy and just getting just like, I mean, he was just getting hit a lot. And like, yeah, there you go. Nate brought it back up. I don't think that was necessarily him gassing out. I think it was more just like, you only take so much wear and tear on the body, just rapid fire like that. So it's probably good. He's had a lot of time off between his last fight and this one. So
CJ also looked like career best in that fight.
yeah, I've never seen that guy look that good. Like he's looked good in other fights, but he looked great in that one.
Super underrated fighter.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's gonna be.
Hopefully, he get that loss overturned too, because that got popped for steroids that beat him.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tamirov.
Yes, Timirov. Yep. Yeah, that's right. So hopefully, because like that sucks. Because yeah, I mean he's got a matchup coming up, I think too. So
it's a good fight too. Who is it?
Perez, maybe?
No.
He's not fighting out with
Perez just lost.
Yeah, I think he's fighting again.
They already booked him?
Yeah. It might not be against Johnson, but
Wait, what?
Perez got booked.
No, you're right.
That's
okay,
crazy.
there you go. Yeah, dude, I was gonna say, I think I saw that. I think Big Marcel. I like
beginning of the year too for 324.
No.
Yep.
Dude, Perez losing his last fight was so crazy.
Yeah,
he was kicking Asu's ass. I was kicking myself for not betting Perez. I was looking at it all week. He's whooping him, and then he gets subbed. I was like, thank God I didn't play that.
Word, dude. Yeah, I stayed away from that one. Okay, so let's see. Crossover starting this one off, which is perfect because then Couch gets to wrap it up. Crossover. Who do you got in the main event? We got Merab Dvalishvili, Piotr Yan. What are your thoughts?
We got the rematch. Merab Dvalishvili, the machine, man. Unreal cardio, the 49 takedown attempts in the first fight. Only landed 11 of those takedowns. Like, it's just a weapon, man. It's not like anything else that anybody else has in the UFC. Yan, really good fighter, good skills everywhere. Notoriously a slow starter. Merab is definitely not the guy you can start slow on because you are not winning rounds 3, 4, and 5. Like you have to, if you want to beat Merab, you either got to finish him or you got to win rounds 1, 2, and 3 because the cardio is just going to be there later in the fight. I mean, yeah, Merab's just been on a mission, man. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, the resume is crazy. And then on top of it, even in his last fight against Corey Sandhagen, the striking's got very improved. And I think just the threat of the wrestling makes the striking that much better. And he fits it all together very well into his game. It's very herky-jerky. It's not the traditional thing that a lot of these strikers are used to. And I think that only makes it more effective. So give me Merab Dvalishvili.
There you go. All right, I'll jump in next till JB gets back. Yeah, a lot of people are pointing to the fact that Yan was injured in the last fight, but I'm pretty sure so was Merab. Like, I think they were both injured, and I think both of them had hand injuries in the same fight, to be honest.
I think Merab's foot too. I heard something about that.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I just don't see what Yan can do to stylistically to beat a guy like Merab. He's gonna have to knock him out, and like, I don't know that he's gonna do that. I just don't see it. Like, you need, like, okay, it was a while back, but O'Malley said. So this is the thing that people are gonna jump on O'Malley and be like, "Oh, you're an idiot, man," or whatever, because like he said that he's the only one that can beat Merab because you gotta dead him with one shot. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, and like people are like, "Oh, you had 2 shots and you didn't get it." That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is you've got to be able to put this guy out with 1 shot, and there's not a lot of guys in the division outside of O'Malley that can put you out with 1 shot. They're at the top of the division. There's some guys coming up, but like, so like I get what he's saying, but with that, I don't think that Jan's got that 1 shot power, and I think because of that, And also the fact that he likes to stand right in front of his opponents because he's looking for those counters. He likes to do the like that block and return style where he'll eat your shot and then return fire with another one. He likes to do that kind of stuff. And I just don't think that works against a guy like Merab. So yeah, I think Merab outworks him. I think he puts it on him. And I think JB can take over from here.
Yeah, it's that up and down style. It's a grinding.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to deal with. He gets to that rear waist body lock. He puts you down. Like if I was in Jan's camp, I'd say like, yo, we're just gonna start positional rounds. You're on bottom. Person on top gets the rear waist body lock, and you have to get up because it's not like Merab's the best back taker, right? But he's just gonna mat return you, put you down, mat return you, put you down. And in that first fight, it's not like Yan didn't defend a bunch of takedowns. It's, you know, the injury, I get, you know, a narrative there, but it's hard to believe fighters. You know, I know he was injured, but it's just like, how much can I take that into effect into the fight? And now it's a new fight. The odds are completely different. Like, I'll just keep it short and sweet. I think this is a very tough fight for Peter Yan. I think it's a winnable fight for Peter Yan. I think, you know, I agree with a lot of what Crossover said. The one thing I don't agree with necessarily is that you have to win generally I do agree you have to win the early rounds, but I think Peter Yan could win late rounds here. I think he's got some of the better cardio in MMA. I know he got outpaced in that first fight, but
Peter Yan's a 5-round fighter too. Always
very
been
good 5-round fighter. He makes his reads. He's an excellent striker. I do think Merab's hittable. I don't think Merab's the best striker in the world. I definitely think it's improved, like you said. That Corey Sandhagen fight was very, very, very impressive. But let's not act like that fight didn't change when he dropped Corey Sandhagen. And, you know, I thought Corey Sandhagen was defending very well. The fight started to get very interesting, and then, you know, he put it on him, bro. So what happened. I do think Merab's going to win the fight. I think he's probably going to win a decision. But I think this could be a lot closer than the line entails, and 25% on Peter Yan. Like, I think that's not hard to argue in any world here. It's not like Merab's invincible. He looks damn well near it right now, though. So maybe you're getting some value on Peter Yan here. That's it.
Heck yeah, dude. Couch, wrap us up with the main, and then we'll give our closing thoughts after that.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with a lot of the stuff that JB said. First, I'll touch on the right hand thing because, like, that's a big narrative going into this fight. Because, look, I know it's easy to say, like, oh, yeah, all fighters say they were injured. And they do. They do that all the time. But, like, first off, you can tell if you watch the fight, right? Like, in the first round, he's fine. And he's orthodox, right? He's an orthodox stance. After the first round, he switches southpaw for the rest of the fight, and he doesn't use his right hand. He doesn't throw it. So, like, it's pretty clear. Like, there's fighters who are like, oh, I had this virus or I had this, that you can't really tell. You could tell. Like, he switched and he just didn't use that hand. So it did affect him. Now, you can also say Merab was always injured. I mean, also injured because he is always injured in every fight. You could say that as well. And he dogged through it because he's an absolute monster. But I will just say there's a very good chance that right hand did have an effect on that performance. And you know what? Like, he didn't quit. We just saw Lucas Almeida with this broken right hand. He couldn't even defend himself, let alone he couldn't even get through the first couple minutes. Peter Yan still fought. He still landed a decent amount of strikes. And when I look at it, like, I think the style that you need to beat Merab is kind of what Peter Yan has. Elite takedown defense. Like, his takedown defense is just ridiculous. And just really, really elite striking. And his striking is so clean. And what I really like about him is when he's clinched up, the way he exits the clinch, he's always throwing something, always throwing a strike or an elbow over the top. The leg kicks are money. And they were working on Merab too in that first fight before he started to get overwhelmed a little bit. The leg kicks were hurting Merab. I think that would be a good weapon here too. And out of everybody Merab has been taking down, like, he was one of the ones who had the most success actually stuffing the takedowns. It was 49 attempts, 11 landed, so he whiffed on 38 of them. Like, I think that the line is wide, and I think you can't go wrong with the small play on Yan. And I kind of want to do it, but on the other hand, I also don't want to. I just don't want to root against Merab. Like, he's one of my favorites. I really want him to win. I kind of want them both to win. It's not possible, but I love them both, so this kind of sucks. But, like, I don't want to root against Merab, so I'm not going to take that bet on Yan, but I do think it's a good bet personally. But overall, like, in terms of a pick for the show, I'm going to pick Merab. The pace is ridiculous, and one of my favorite things about him is he doesn't have to get those takedowns, and most of the time he doesn't intend on even getting them or keeping you there. He uses it like a feint. You know, he'll feint the takedown, and then he'll go upstairs. Because even now, I do not believe he's a better striker than Peter Yan. I don't think so. And in their first fight, I definitely don't think he was even close to as good of a technical striker. But he outstruck Peter Yan because of that threat of the takedown. That's what I love about his game. And he's just such a dog. And Merab's the man. So I'm gonna pick Merab. Great fight, but dog or pass if you're gonna bet on it, I think.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
love it, bro. It's like
Guys.
he like overwhelms like his opponent's nervous
Mhm.
system. Like George St.
Mhm.
Pierre is like something he said, bro, and that's really what he gives you so much to think about, bro.
Dude just doesn't stop. Like he doesn't stop.
That's what makes his opponent so tired. They have to. It's mentally draining too, not just physically. It's mentally. It's like, fuck, man, I just can't get this guy off of me, and then that makes you more tired.
Yep.
Do we
Fatigue
have
makes
any
cowards
worry?
of us all.
Do we have any worry about him fighting so often this year?
Anytime I think you get a champion like that, it's a question. Yeah.
I do. Like part of me was I was thinking about this today when I was driving home. Like on one hand, you can say like there's a lot of fighters who fight 4 times, not a lot, but there are plenty of fighters who fight 4 times a year. But usually it's either guys who aren't cutting a lot of weight or guys who are fighting in 2 weight classes, like a Kevin Holland who will go up, then come back down.
Those are 3-round fights too, mostly.
Yeah. And the other thing is Merab's also cutting weight different than everybody else. Like now we're in a modernized weight cutting where people do it smart and you do it over time and you do it with diet. Merab is doing it like I did in high school for wrestling, like where when you're like a couple of days away, you just stop drinking water. You drink like a tiny little bit. I remember I would pour like in a cup, like this much water, and that's what I got for the day till the weight cut. So I am a little worried about that for Merab. I am, because this isn't like other people fighting 4 times a year. This is like a lot more intense, and the weight cut is a lot crazier. But
Merab is also different than a lot.
Yeah,
I was about to say he's also just
I actually like the activity for Merab. Just his style, the way he fights with the cardio, him being in camp so much and fighting so much, his cardio never has a chance
Those
to like
5-round
go
games
down.
is so crazy though. It's just you wonder how many injuries add up over time. Like kind of saying. So it's interesting, man. Like he's just such an interesting character. Like I have to ask everybody, like, what's your favorite Merab moment? You know, like does anybody have one? Like it's a lot of them.
There's
the Umar, well, actually, it's the Marlon Moraes fight,
lake, bro.
The Marvin Moraes fight for me was crazy. I mean, yeah, that him diving into the ice was crazy too.
Yeah, Marlon too, man. That was a nuts one. I like when he did the little dance with Eileen Perez and he got his jig on with her.
Oh yeah, dude, that's my favorite for sure. That was hilarious.
I will say though, did you guys see any clips from the press conference today?
No,
I saw a couple.
Jan cooked Merab. He cooked him so bad that Merab just had no response and just stopped. Like he just stopped.
Oh, you talking about the hot tub thing?
The hot tub, and then he followed it up with saying he's just never seen Merab with a girl. Period. Yeah. And Merab was kind of just like, and just stopped talking. It was so crazy.
That's too funny. Shout out to Nizmi jumping in on the channel memberships. That's what we love to see around these parts. That's always a wonderful thing. So shout out, one of the real ones. We love to see it. We got a couple of them in the chat, so that's always good. A couple of them from different channels. I don't even know which channel that membership is for. I assume mine, but could be any of them. So there we go. But yeah, guys, dude, so many good Merab moments. We've been doing this thing for almost 2.5 hours, so let's wrap it up. Let's go ahead and give everybody where they can find you, what you got going on. Since like half the chat's here for crossover anyway, let's let him start. What do you got going on the rest of this week? What's up with that? Where people can find you?
Well, you can find me right here at Crossover MMA, whatever platform you like to use. For the rest of the week, I am doing a main card watch along for UFC 323. Also, early Saturday, I will be doing a college football watch along as well. So if you want to do a little bit of both, it's a 2-stream day for your boy. Come holler at me.
Woo, there you go.
Let's go.
And his link to his YouTube channel is in the description of this video if you're watching on my channel. JB, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and what you got going on this week?
Yeah, I mean, last pay-per-view of the year. I mean, last pay-per-view ever.
Hopefully.
Very excited. So, like, that's good. We get a good break. I think it's kind of needed for most of us MMA cappers, right? Like, it's a grind throughout the year. So, it's good to come. It's been a good year for me so far betting. Hopefully next year is going to be just as good of one. I'm not sure how much content I'm going to be doing. If it's going to increase the amount of content I do, decrease, I'm not sure right now. I have a few weeks to plan it out. That's what I'm going to do. Go spend some time with the family. I hope you guys all do the same. And if you can, I never even asked this. If you guys could go follow me at MMA Jewish Better on X, I'm 1 follower away from 3,300. Let's get that 33, baby. And if you could follow me on IG too, that'd be cool.
There you go. And I've linked his X or Twitter, whatever you call it, down in the description of this because that's where JB is the most active. So you can click that in the description if you are on my channel watching along. Couch, what do you got going on this week? And where can they find you?
I'll be quick because we got to go. Couch Warrior Pod on Twitter, Couch Warrior Podcast on YouTube. If you want to listen to another hour of me talking about these same exact fights, feel free. That video is up on my channel. And if you're tuning in at some point, you didn't listen to all of this, but you want to hear my breakdowns in a much faster format, tomorrow I'm going to release my shorts every single week for every single UFC card. I do a YouTube short for every single fight. So 1 minute or less, I break down every fight. I'll put those up tomorrow so you can get all my thoughts and picks in 14 minutes if that's more your speed.
There you go. And last and actually probably least is me, 138 MMA. For anybody that's watching on a channel that is not mine, you can find me there. Also, my channel memberships are only $2.99, and you get additional content that is not necessarily just betting breakdowns. Sometimes you get those early, but you get other MMA related content that's just not as good for the algorithm. So I put it up for the members. So if you're looking for that, that's where you find it. But guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate everyone. And we will catch you all down the road. Enjoy the rest of your evening or night, whatever that may be for you.